Here's, of course, the home team here tonight as we are at their home for their homecoming here this evening. Jeff Blankman with you. I'll be joined here a little bit later on by Steve Nutzman for the broadcast here tonight. Kickoff coming up here at 7 o'clock. You're listening to the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. We are doing an audio-only broadcast here tonight, and our pregame brought to you by Mackey Motors. The Mackey Motors tailgate is, again, brought to you by Mackey Motors in Lake City, recipient of the GM Mark of Excellence Award for 15 years of running. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City, or check them out online as well at MackeyMotors.com. Other games going on tonight in Class 1A District 2. You got Pocahontas area at Emmetsburg, and Sioux Central Sioux Rapids is entertaining Manton Northwest Webster. Our other broadcast games for you here tonight. We've got Carroll hosting Sergeant Bluff Luton. That game will be on 1380 AM, 95.1 FM, KCIM. We've got KC Miners on the broadcast of that one here tonight. Also, we've got the Kemper Knights, they're home tonight to Des Moines Christian. And we've got Tom Hawkap and Doug Waniger on the broadcast there. Casey Miners is actually down in Audubon tonight as they're hosting Glidden Ralston. Carroll Tigers at Bishop Heelan tonight. That's at Nick Brinks, and that's going to be over on Kick 106.7. We'll step away, take a break. I had a chance to catch up with Eric McCullough, the head coach for the Esacker Raiders. That is coming up for you next right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Since 1968, Mackey Motors has been serving Lake City and the surrounding communities with new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Mackey Motors is a full-service dealership providing oil changes in our Quick Lube Express bays, a service department with world-class trained technicians, a body shop and collision center with the latest equipment, a full vehicle detailing department, or come talk with one of our highly knowledgeable sales staff.
Recipient of the GM Mark of Excellence Award for 15 years running. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City and MackeyMotors.com. Mackey Motors pregame show here on the CB Sports Network, a YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman joined by Eric McCullough, the head football coach with the Esack Raiders, as they get ready to entertain Eagle Grove here tonight. And Coach, as always, appreciate you joining us here tonight.
Hey, us too, Jeff. Great that you're going to be streaming this on some YouTube TV.
Coach, been a rough couple of weeks for you guys after a really good start to the year. Got a chance to bounce back tonight, but what's the focus been like for the kids in practice, and what have you guys talked to them about this week?
This week and just like the previous weeks, we're still trying to nurse some injuries and trying to get some guys back. And that's been the struggle, is just a short roster. And in the last 2 weeks in district play, the scores were definitely more than we hoped for, but we're really hoping to compete in those. But when you got some new guys in different spots, they don't get enough reps and just don't quite do things as quick as maybe want to, or and they learn, they do get better, but sometimes it's just a little too late in the game. So this week is just trying to get some of those guys back and get them focused. Eagle Grove's offense is primarily run. If you looked at their bounce stats, it's an option game, and there's things that concern us and make sure that we do our job. We've talked to our boys this week about trusting each other. You have to do your job, and we'll do just fine on defense.
Coach, you mentioned their run game. Drake Canavan, the senior, kind of the leader there. He's got 131 of their 248 carries. The next guy at 38. Tailback, I've seen he's thrown one pass, but I'm assuming tailback or fullback. But how do they use him in that option game?
Just like you said, in that kind of that tailback, fullback position right behind the quarterback. And as they're running that option, he gets primarily most of the carries. Just because, we're trying to still figure out if it's a read by the quarterback or if it's a called play. But it doesn't matter either way. We have to do our job on left and right side of the ball. Everybody's got to be disciplined and just kind of react to what we've given you this week. And then we just have to tackle and make plays.
Missouri Valley and Emmetsburg both ran it as well. Either one of them similar to what you'll see tonight?
Missouri Valley was definitely. I think Missouri Valley was probably a little more physical up front from what we see on film. It's sometimes deceiving, the things you see on film, and then you go play them in person. And that's one thing with Missouri Valley, I think, kind of surprises their physicality that night. But I was happy with the boys in the second half of that Missouri Valley game. We come out, we matched it, and we made our adjustments at halftime, and we're able to do what we kind of been asking to do. So we have a little bit of coming in, and as far as the coaching staff, we could also having that game against Missouri Valley. We knew they'd throw the ball, and Missouri Valley ended up throwing the ball a lot against us, more than what they kind of showed on film, for their first part of the season. So, but Eagle Grove has not showed that at all. I mean, one thing we've seen in their stats is they through 5 weeks, they've thrown 15 passes, so it's just not something they want to do. But you never know, Friday night, if they come out and have to do it, they might need to. So we just have to be on our toes and make sure we just do what we're supposed to do on defense, trust each other, and be disciplined.
Coach, most of the weeks you guys have been smaller than the other team, especially up front. Is that going to be the case, or is this maybe the one team on the schedule that size-wise you guys match up pretty well?
For the most part, we match up. They have one big guy, especially on their defense, is at nose guard. He's a big kid. He's almost 300 pounds, I think 6'2", 6'3". So that'll be a matchup for our guys up front. And they have 2 outside backers that seem to be very, very physical. So we try to make some changes in our blocking schemes to kind of combat that a little bit, because we got to be a little more successful on offense. We got to be, last week against Pokey, we would get 5-6 yards first carry, and then second down we'd get maybe -2 or -3, and we need to be more consistent in that. If it's coaching staff and the play calling or our kids in execution, that's kind of been the focus this week. To make sure that we're consistent with that and make sure we're moving the ball, and getting those first downs.
What do you anticipate seeing them do defensively?
Defensively, they kind of so it looks like a 3-4 base, but they kind of walk that safety up, so it looks like a 3-5 with a kind of a cover 3. So they want to load the box, and they want to try and they don't really blitz a lot except for off the edges. They bring a lot of pressure, but they got some young kids also in those linebacker spots, so. Hopefully we can kind of take advantage of that a little bit. We just want to make sure we're trying to be consistent on running the ball, the big thing, and not just go right to our pass game right away, and maybe have them loaded up a little bit so we can take advantage with our pass game a little bit. That's kind of the goal for this week.
What do you got to do to get consistent in that run game?
We got to get healthy. That's probably one of the biggest things. And get our guys back to the kind of the original spots a little bit, and we try and keep things as simple as we can and doing our blocking schemes and stuff, but change of position, changes your angle as far as who you're going to block and your steps, and sometimes you just don't have enough time to get those down like we did before. So that's a big thing, but we'll be a little bit more healthy this week. We got some guys hopefully coming back. They've had some good workouts this week. We've kind of limited their contact, and hopefully they'll be ready to go Friday.
Coach, as far as the pass game, I know you want to start that run game and get that established. Where can you have success in the pass game?
In the pass game, stay with our quick throws, our short throws. We just run a little bit better routes. So we've talked to kids about that this week and making sure we're finding our windows. And then, working with Tate a little bit on what his read progression should look like from one to another. I mean, he's a senior, but it's his first year, and, he's really grown a lot these last couple of weeks, just understanding how to protect that ball. Don't take a sack, throw that thing away. Let's live another down. So he's done a really good job there. We just need to continue to take those steps forward.
Well, Coach, we always appreciate you joining us here in the pregame. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll look forward to coming down and catching up with you for a postgame interview after the game for the Scoreboard Show.
Sounds great. We appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. Head coach Eric McCullough again with the ESAC Raiders. Again, they're hosting Eagle Grove coming up here on the CB Sports Network at YouTube channel. We'll be back with more of the Mackey Motors Tailgate coming up. Arcadia Meats proudly supports Esac County student athletes for more than 40 years. Arcadia Meats has set the bar high when it comes to official and custom processing of your animals, retail needs, and wholesale distribution. Serving all of Iowa and beyond, whether you're looking for fresh steaks, pork products, their famous herbs jerky, or any products for your personal or business needs, look for all of your Arcadia Meats favorites at a store or restaurant near you. And go Raiders!
Did you know if you experience a sports injury, Loring Hospital in Sac City has an experienced team to get you back in the game? With the team approach at Loring Hospital, our physical therapists can provide you the one-on-one personalized rehabilitation you may need. At Loring Hospital, we will help athletes of all ages be the safest and best they can be. For more information, call Loring Hospital in Sac City at 712-662-7105. Loring Hospital, your family health center.
Are you the student athlete who gets out of bed hours before you want to and stay at school hours after class to practice? Are you one of those kids who push themselves to perform better and pull for their teammates when they struggle? Good for you. Keep working hard, but remember to dream big too. Because reaching big goals starts with dreaming big dreams. Your fans at Bank Midwest are proud of you.
Great experience, one place.
And we welcome you back up here at two beautiful Wall Lake, Iowa. Jeff Blankman with you here tonight again on the CBS. Appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight as the ESAC Raiders getting set to entertain Eagle Grove tonight. The Raiders are coming into this one right now. They are 2-3 on the season, 0-2 right now in the district. Eagle Grove coming in 0-5 and 0-2. And Steve Nutzman now joining me for the broadcast here tonight. And Steve, for the Raiders, I think they're better than that 2-3 record. Some injuries here have affected this team here over the last couple of weeks. They had a chance in that game last week early. A pick six could have maybe swung the momentum of that game. But this team playing pretty well so far this year.
Yeah, they really are, Jeff. You know, we came off that big win from OABCIG and went in with momentum. And you know, we went up to Emmitsburg knowing that was going to be a really physical game, and it was. And we had some couple key injuries in that game, and we just never got anything going on that. And last week, like you said, we started out with a pick six. It was called back, and we just never got it going after that. So I know the kids are looking to bounce back. We got some kids back tonight, so you know, from a coaching standpoint, you never know how the kids are going to react to homecoming. There's a lot of activities during the week, a lot of, I don't want to call them distractions, but they are distractions. And so as a coach, you hope that by the time the kickoff comes that they're focused and locked in.
How do you guys as coaches handle homecoming? Because I think everybody does it a little bit different. I think to me, and I'm an outsider, it's been a long time since I played, if you have good leadership, you probably, from your senior groups, you don't have as much to worry about. Otherwise, coaches may have to take on more of a role than what they like.
I totally agree, and I think we've got that on this team. I think what Eric's done this week is what he's always done is let them participate in a lot of these different events and have fun with the student body, which is great. But know that they're locked in when it comes to practice time tonight. When they hit the field, it's game time.
Yep.
And I look for them to come out ready to play.
What has stood out for you about how this Raider team has played so far this year, especially that big win over OABCIG, and then to go down to Missouri Valley the next week, struggle early, but come out in the second half and play much better?
I think confidence, Jeff. You know, I was down on the sideline for the OABCIG game, and when they took the lead late in the game, the last couple years, I would have seen heads hanging and probably thought the game was over with, and I did not get any of that from this group. Hey, we've got time. We're going to do this. Never missed a beat. Made the plays, kicked a field goal. It was a huge win for the team, and I think that's one of the biggest things I've noticed with this group. You know, it's definitely senior laden, so they've been through some tough years, and now this is their year. And, you know, they know what it takes to get over that hump now, and hopefully tonight will be another one of those times.
Talk about those growing pains that this young group kind of has gone against so far here, you know, in their first couple of years to overcome that now this year.
Well, a lot of these guys came up, you know, and our numbers aren't where we want them to be,
right.
And they haven't been for several years, and that's a struggle. And when you got kids coming up that have to step into that varsity level and as a freshman, you know, you hate to do that because they're not ready yet. And you put them in some tough situations, and then if they don't succeed, you worry about, are they going to stick with it? This group learned the hard way. They had to go out and take their lumps, but they stuck with it. And they stuck together as a group, and I think now they want to finish on a high note, and hopefully know they can put a W tonight and we move on.
We're going to step away for our national anthem. We'll be back with more of our Mackey Motors Tailgate Party. Mackey Motors Tailgate brought to you by Mackey Motors in Lake City, recipient of the GM Marks of Excellence Award for 15 years running. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City and check them out at MackeyMotors.com.
Belt Telephone in Wall Lake is more than just phone. Servicing rural Sac, western Calhoun, and northern Carroll counties with over 90 cable TV channels, up to 100 Mbps fiber optic internet speed, and providing unlimited data usage with no contracts. We're Corn Belt Telephone, and we're powered by fiber optics so you can do more. Find us on Facebook, call us at 712-664-2221, or visit us on the web at cornbelttelephone.com to see what we can do for you. Go Raiders!
Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is a proud supporter of the East Sac Raiders. Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is dedicated to providing reliable, affordable, and responsible electricity. Whether watching TV or using the internet, Raccoon Valley's member owners depend on the electricity from Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative to power their lives and to keep them connected with family, friends, and communities. Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is your Touchstone Energy cooperative. Nothing better exemplifies teamwork than the hard work and dedication of our local student athletes. The same can be said of the team at Domino Motors in Sac City. Whether it's pre-owned or new, parts or service, Domino Motors has the expertise you don't just need, but deserve. Domino Motors, Sac City's ideal Chevy dealer and proud supporters of the East Sac County Raiders.
When it comes to giving you the best yields, conditioning of your seed is the utmost importance. And Jacobson Seed, their focus is on your success. With their updated conditioning equipment, they're giving you, their valued customers, the highest quality seed. With their expanded facilities, conditioning of your seed will help prevent those unyielding, annoying spindly plants and produce high-quality, high-yielding crops. Jacobson Seed, American veteran family-owned independent seed company.
From footings to framing to finish, for farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
The biodiesel industry is growing at a rapid pace across the country, but also in our backyards. And Western Iowa Energy is at the forefront of that environmental and economic advancement. Western Iowa Energy is committed to producing renewable, clean-burning diesel for our area and beyond. Made from a large range of feedstocks, the biodiesel produced locally by Western Iowa Energy is creating green jobs, improving the environment, and reducing our dependence on imported diesel. Western Iowa Energy, fueling a better future.
RJV Transport and Peterson Logistics in Westside is more than just a trucking company. They're a family-owned business with expertise in transportation and logistics. RJV Transport uses top-of-the-line equipment and experienced drivers, so you can count on a job well done with unmatched service. Check out RJV Transport on Facebook to learn more about in-state and long-haul employment opportunities, or call Big Pete today, 515-231-6742. That's 515-231-6742.
Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankman, is powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, Jefferson, and Pocahontas. Each week, be sure to check out the Vehicle of the Week on our station website at 1380kcim.com, our social media platforms, and our new mobile app. You can also tune in to any of the games on broadcasting. Look for your perfect vehicle at New Way Auto Group, where you get free oil changes for life and home of warranty forever. We welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network, a YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman with you here tonight, along with you. East Sac County Raider football. Raiders again taking on Eagle Grove here tonight. And Steve, good to work with you. You and I were kind of chatting. I heard you talking with Angie and Gary Buckland here, Angie McCullough. You and I have done a lot of games over the years, but not a ton of football games. This may be, what, one or two, because you've always been down on the sidelines.
Usually been on the sideline, yeah. So we haven't worked many football. No, you and I have had a lot of fun, and I love working with you anytime I get the chance, Jeff.
What are you looking the most forward to here tonight as the Raiders getting ready to take the field? I think this is pretty cool. They've got some smoke machines tonight, and they're going to be running out through that, and they've got a nice line of, it looks like, parents and young kids getting to be involved in that as the flags lead them out. And I think this is pretty cool, and especially getting the young kids, Steve. To me, this is how you kind of generate excitement out of young kids.
It definitely is, Jeff, and that's what we're trying to do here to get our numbers up, starting down with the elementary programs, working it up through middle school to get those high school numbers back up. And you know, as a coach, to watch your varsity kids run through a tunnel like that, you see the excitement on both sides. You see it from your older kids, and you see the wide eyes from the younger kids.
Yep. For the Raiders tonight, winnable ball game. Not taking anything away from Eagle Grove, but a young ball club, 0-5 on the year. They've been struggling this year offensively. They've been outscored 232-52. East Sac still struggling a little bit offensively this year, especially to establish that ground game, which is something that you guys have lived on really over the years. What is it? What do they need to do to kind of get that going here tonight?
I think we need to establish control of the line of scrimmage. You know, we're down a key offensive player tonight in Charlie Veit, who sustained an injury last week. And we feel bad for that.
Yep.
So we're going to have to compensate for that. So we're going to have some other guys are going to have to step up a little bit. But I really think we've got some kids back on the line that I think tonight are going to help us up front. And I think if we can get a sustained ground tackle going and take a little pressure off Tate when he's in that passing game. And, you know, if we can get up on these guys, I think we can get them down and keep them down.
What do you think the strength of this offensive line could be tonight going forward? There's still a chance to get into the playoffs, but need a win tonight.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure what Coach told them was one game at a time, but that, like you said, that goal is still there. And I think for those kids that, you know, were injured, you know, they know this is their last year. They're going to take every opportunity they can. Well, if somebody tells me I get another chance to play a football game, I can do everything I can to get to that chance to play that football game.
Yeah, you and I would probably try to put pads on.
I don't think there's any doubt. May not last very long, but we'd be out there.
I might have 2 plays in me, and as long as I don't have to chase anybody, right? Steve, you mentioned Charlie Veit, and my heart broke. I love Charlie. He's such a great young guy, and we've got to know him really well through wrestling and football and everything that he plays. But I got the lineups from Eric yesterday, and I could tell that he was kind of waiting. I think he was waiting to see who was coming back and who wasn't going to be able to go tonight. But I got them from him yesterday, and the first thing I do is I scan through and stuff, and I start writing out all my stat stuff that I need to do. And I noticed Charlie wasn't in the starting lineup, so I knew something was up. I get here tonight, I get into the booth, I get everything set up, and I walk down towards the field to kind of find Coach and stuff. And Charlie comes out of your guys' locker room area down there, and he's walking in street clothes. And I just kind of gave him that look. And he told me about the injury, and him and I sat and chatted. But you could see it's killing him. It's killing him not to be out there tonight.
He's such a competitor, such a competitor. And you know, we're in the middle of football season, Jeff.
Yep.
And he's focused on that. But you and I both know what an excellent wrestler he is.
Yes.
And we're all hoping and praying that young man gets to compete again at you know, in his senior year. You know, been down to the state tournament twice. You know, a very, very good wrestler. And the last thing you want to see is have somebody that's put so much time and effort into it not get to finish his career out like that.
Yeah, and I know he told me that he's hoping to be back by the last game of the regular season. I think that's a guy that really just wants to get out there one more time. You talked about that.
I don't think there's any question. You know what? You got to love that, because if he's got that type of attitude, who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, and I hopefully, as you said, that doesn't happen, and then hopefully he can come back. You know, as you said, I sit here and I'm like, is he that guy that needs to be told in a way, hey, save yourself for wrestling? I think some of it will depend on where you guys are at in the standings and what maybe needed in that final game of the regular season.
But I know Coach McCullough well enough. You and I are such good friends.
He's such a good guy.
He is, and if it's borderline, if he thinks it's going to put his wrestling career at risk, he's going to sit him down and have that long talk with him.
Yep. Absolutely. The one thing I've learned about Eric in the 20 years is that it's about the kids for him. It's the winning and losing is a part of it, but it's a small part. He's trying to build adults and people that are going to grow up to be good human beings and treat people the right way.
That's
and I think he does a fantastic job of doing that. Yep. One of the truly, really, really good guys.
He is.
In
There's
coaching.
No question.
Absolutely. Eagle Grove, they're going to get the football first here tonight. ESAC wins the flip of the coin. They're going to defer to the second half. Let's take a look at that starting lineup here tonight for Eagle Grove. Across the front five, Arturo Reina Salazar, Javi Baez, Trent Robinson, James Harrell, and Reese DeMuth. Their wide receivers and tight ends here tonight are Gavin Reederson, also Cam Sisson, and Brett Ashel. The quarterback is Hayden Schaefer. The running backs tonight are Leland Spencer, Drake Canavan, and also Connor Christopher. Defensively for Esac County, Sam Julin, Brett Thayer, and also William Smith across the front three. The linebackers are Luke Wright, Luke Wernemann, Carter Ludwig, and Chandler Lair. The cornerbacks and safeties, Braden Burns, Jackson Ruben Dahl, Asher Lawler, and Jack Gullett. We are set to kick things off tonight. It'll be Luke Wright kicking things deep. And there is a high end-over-end kick. That one's going to get into the end zone. Letting that one go that time was Sisson. And it will be first down and 10 for Eagle Grove as they will have it out at their 20-yard line. And talk about a strength for this team this year. That certainly has been, and I think will continue to be Luke Wright and that leg that he's got. He's a tremendous year, not just kicking off, but also on field goals and extra points.
No question, Jeff, and I'll go back to the OIBCIG game. We knew we just had to get it within down with that 20 to 25-yard line. He'd have the leg. And, you know, I was talking to him on the sideline because we got the ball down there, and he, no fear, he wanted it and just knocked it through.
Eagles will come out one back set. Quarterback is under center. That is Schaefer. He'll take the call. He's going to hand it off. They're going to run it to straight up the middle to Canavan, and Canavan is going to pick up a pretty good gain. He's going to get out past the 25, out now the 26-yard line. We'll give him 6 on the play. And Steve, they always do this to me. I get the lineup, and then they don't start who they say they're going to start. It looks like Dylan Twilliger maybe got the start at quarterback here tonight instead of Schaefer, unless Schaefer moves into that quarterback spot. Nope, he's going to split out to the right. So Twiller, again, are going to go under center. They've got a slot on the left side. Running back again is Canavan. He's a pretty big boy, 6'3", 210 pounds. They'll send a man in motion, hand it off again to Canavan off the right side. And that time the Raider defensive front stood up well. A pickup of 2 is going to bring up third down. Let's call it 8 yards to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're right now. They just want to play straight ahead football. They try to run the option a lot, and they'll put guys in motion. But he's a big boy back there at that tailback spot.
And I think I said 3rd and 8. They've gained 8 so far in the first 2 plays. So it's 3rd down and 2. Ball over on the right, Ashmark. 10:58 and counting here in this first quarter of play. Jeff Langman, Steve Nutzman with you. Audio only broadcast here tonight on our CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Tight back, 1 back formation again. The tight slot over here on the left side. Lining up, and there is Spencer. They're going to send him in motion. He's going to lead block, but maybe a break for the Raiders that time, Steve, as the flag comes out. I think there was movement before the snap, and this looks like it's going to cost Eagle Grove 5 yards.
Yeah, I think we showed blitz, and as soon as we took that step forward, one of their linemen flinched, so that was a good move on our part. And now we got to, just behind the sticks a little bit more than they might want to be here.
Yeah, a team that doesn't like to throw and a team that wants to just especially run up the middle the way it looks here tonight. You get them in 2nd and 3rd and long, and now you've got them in 3rd down and about 7 as the ball marketed back to around the 23-yard line. Ball out near the right hash mark. They'll continue to run in plays. Gavin Peterson comes in with the play now. Raiders will put Gullett out here in the quarterback spot on the right side. They've got 3 down linemen and then 2 more linebackers. Their outside linebackers creeping up. So kind of a 5-man front with the 2 middle linebackers gauging the middle. Man in motion is Peterson. They're going to toss it back to him. He's going to try to get the edge. Splits through a guy, and he's going to pick up enough. He'll get 8, and that is going to be enough for the first down. And it'll bring up first down and 10. Now ball over on the left hash mark out at near the 31-yard line. And Steve, right now, Eagle Grove in that size up front starting to win that battle up front a little bit.
Yeah, they did a nice job of sealing the edge there. We couldn't get outside it. He got the corner turn. I thought we were going to get through, but they did a nice job of sealing the edge on that.
Schaefer comes out on the play. Twilliger again in at quarterback. Now put Peterson in the slot over here on the left side. Splitting out left this time is Peterson as well. They'll send a man in motion. They're going to toss it back. Getting the ball that time is Spencer, and Spencer started on the left, folks, in the slot, went over to the right. He's going to get no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 to go.
Nice job of stunting through on our outside linebacker there. Wernemont tripped him up in the backfield. Nice to have Luke back at that linebacker spot.
Yeah, he is such a good athlete. They're actually going to mark him back at the 30, folks, and that's going to be a loss of a yard. 2nd down and about 11 to go here. Ball just in between the 30 and 31-yard line. Peterson will split out to the left. Schaefer splits to the right. One back set, double wing formation, man in motion. They're going to hand it off again to Canavan, and that time the interior defensive line did a nice job. He'll get from the 30 out to about the 33-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the play. Let's give him 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 9 to go.
We did a much better job in interior line of staying low that time and knocking down the lead blocks, and then we were able to plug it up.
Brent Thayer doing a nice job along with Sam Julin and William Smith up front. Julin is going to check out, having a conversation over here with the Raiders coaching staff on the sidelines. Got a quick slug of water, so we're going to have a backup in there here real quick. Now split Peterson out to the right this time. Lining up in the slot is Spencer on the left. Twilliger under center's got Canavan back behind him. They'll turn, toss it to him on a toss play, and the Raiders drew a great job. Yes. Who was that, Steve, getting through? I'm trying to find the number there. Was it 65, William Smith?
Yes.
So William Smith making the tackle back at the 31-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 2. It's going to bring up 4th down and a punting situation.
That was a really good read by the defense because they changed their motion that time. They went more of a jet motion, and we read it and shifted down and shot the gaps. That was really good defense.
So a punt coming up here for the Eagles on their first possession. Drake Canavan is going to be their punter. Raiders are expected to have Carson Schmidt and Tate Lair back deep. Those guys setting up at around their own 35-yard line. Pretty good snap. Pressure comes up the middle. They nearly got to him. They forced him to short-leg it a little bit. It's going to take an Eagle bounce, and it'll bound down inside the 45, but the Raiders going to have very good field position at their own 41-yard line with 7:37 left here in this first quarter of play. And Steve, good defensive stand. Now it's time for the offense to get out here and have some success.
Yeah, we need to move the ball. We need to, just keep ahead of the sticks, not make mistakes, and put a drive together.
Raider starters up front here tonight. Luke Wright, Luke Wernemont, Caden Erpelding, also Seth Donaldson and William Smith. That's the offensive linemen. The tight ends and receivers are Braden Burns, Sam Julin, and Chandler Lair. Also at Logan Schrader. Quarterback Tate Lair, and the running back is Landon Grindle. We'll give you the defense for Eagle Grove. They're going to come out in a full house T look, trying to get the edge out here, and slipping a couple of tackles, but losing yardage all the way back to around the 35-yard line, and carrying the football that time is Chandler Lair. That's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play. It's going to bring up, we'll call it 2nd down and around 15 to go. Not the direction they want to go here early.
No, not at all. And they really seemed to key on that formation we were in because they had extra guys coming off that edge that time. So we'll have to watch and see what they're picking up there.
Defense here tonight is Brett Aschel, Jaden Kreitlow, Dom Hernandez, and Trenton Robinson, the down lineman. Drake Canavan, Hayden Schaefer, and Levi Langfit are the linebackers. We'll get you the secondary after this 2nd down play. They'd give him some forward progress. Now a high snap. Tate Lair is able to reach out and grab it. He's going to roll out, looks deep, and that one is overthrown. Kind of threw that one away. Flag comes in late, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down unless that penalty goes against Eagle Grove.
That's holding on the Raiders,
against
Jeff.
The Raiders?
Yeah, I was afraid of that on the outside.
Yeah, you get a quarterback scrambling sometimes, Steve. It's easy for that offensive lineman. You're taught to hold inside, right? And then if you can't, then they start moving on you. It's hard to let go.
It is. You got to try to hide those fingers, and sometimes it's hard to do. Be interesting to see if they let the play stand.
Yeah, still discussing it over on the sidelines with Eagle Grove. If they do, it's going to bring up 3rd down at about 13. Ball is going to be spotted. They did decline it. Ball will be out at around the 37-yard line. So that is where the Raiders are going to have it, at their own 37. Beautiful night for football. It was a tad warm today for most people, 93 degrees, but I will not complain about warm weather at this time of the year.
Nope, not shoveling snow either.
Yes, absolutely. Full house T look again for the Raiders. Lair under center, one wide receiver. That's Julin out to the right. They're going to give it off, and nice run that time. Finding some running room is Logan Schrader, 36. He's going to get out to about the 46-yard line, a pickup of 9 on the play, but it's going to bring up 4th down and potentially a punting situation.
We did much better job of sealing the edge that time, Jeff. You know, it's too bad we didn't do that on the first down play, but you know what? We gave ourselves a little more room and see if we can get a decent punt here and pin them and get the ball back.
On to punt it away is Sam Julin, 22 punts on the year, 35.2-yard average. Cam Sisson scheduled to be back, but Eagle Grove right now does not have anybody back. They've done that quite a bit this year according to their stats. Julin, a pretty good punter. There's a high snap. He'll go up and get it. No pressure. He gets a boomer off. That one is going to land at around the 16. It'll take an Eagle bounce, now a Raider bounce and a roll, and it'll be down inside the 10, down at around the 7-yard line. So a really nice punt from Sam Julin. And Steve, he's done that this year. He's got a pretty good leg.
He really does, and he did a nice job there, and we had good coverage downfield, and so now we've done our job there. Now it's up to the defense to keep him there.
5:52 left of first quarter of play. Coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Eagle Grove with their second possession tonight. Ball in the middle of the field. Don't forget, we've got our new Auto Group scoreboard show coming up for you tonight from 10 to midnight on 1380 AM, 95.1 FM KCIM, and on Kick 106.7. Hoping to get Steve to be one of the hosts on that some year.
Be all right.
They'll come back out in their double wing formation. They're going to send a man in motion.
Counter.
They're going to hand it off on the counter play, and the Raiders read it beautifully. Tackle made it around the 10-yard line. Looked like Christopher on the carry. And again, a pickup. We're going to give him a gain, Steve. Actually, did I have the start position wrong? I must have. They were out at the 13. I thought they were inside the 10, but they were out at the 13 to start. So that's going to be a loss at 3.
Must have been because, they gave him 3 on that. I didn't think he gained 3 either. I thought we did a nice job.
Yeah. So it's actually second down and about 13. So they did lose yardage. I read the field wrong. So they were starting at the 13 instead of at the 7. Now they're at the 10. Twilliger under center sends a man in motion. They'll hand it off Carnivan, and he is not going to go anywhere. Hit right at the line of scrimmage. And brought down that inside part of that Raider defense, playing really well right now. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 12 to go.
We've done a nice job of, they're running what we like to call eye candy with a lot of people in motion.
Yep.
And you don't want to, some of that stuff you got to just let go and do assignment football, and now we're doing our assignments.
Yeah, Brett Thayer came into tonight, 20.5 tackles, 2 for a loss, and William Smith, 12.5 tackles and 1 for a loss. Both those guys have been pretty strong up front here so far. Raiders, again, 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers. The outside guys have crept up on the edge, 3rd down and long. They'll send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off again to Carnivan, and he is going to get out near the 20-yard line. A pickup of about 9, going to bring up 4th down and about 2 yards to go. So that was a pretty good carry that time off of that left side.
The offensive line got a pretty good push on that. I think we were anticipating more going to the outside.
So we'll see if the Eagles, it'd be gutsy to go for it here. 4th and 2, but they're lining up like they're going to. They're at their own at 20-yard line, so this is a key play here early in the football game. We'll see if they're going to try to draw them offside. Scoreless ball game, 3:58 left. They do snap it, and they hand it off, and the ball is loose, and the Raiders look like maybe they have fallen on top of it, and they're going to back at the 16-yard line. That play, Steve, looked like it was broken up from the get-go.
It was. Something didn't go right when they snapped the ball, and we were just all good penetration for the defensive line that time. Super play.
So a good stop for the Raiders here defensively, and they're going to get a really good field position. Surprised in a way, Steve, I guess when you're 0-5, you're probably not feeling like you're going to lose anything. So you go for it in these situations, and that time it came back to haunt them as the Raiders come up with the turnover, and they'll have it 1st down and 10 now at the 16-yard line. 3:52 left here in this first quarter of play.
I was kind of surprised too, Jeff. I mean, you're giving us the ball in the red zone, so we'll see what we had to take advantage of it right here.
Braden Burns will be split out left. They're going to hand it off, and there's some running room. On the carry that time is Schrader, and he is going to get down to about the 12, a pickup of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down at about 6 to go. Nice. That really looked like that was a big hole, Steve. What did you see from the offensive line to create that?
They did a really good job of pushing that time, and we got some separation from their defensive line that time, and that's what I was hoping to see. And with those 2 lead backs, that's such a key play in this. They need to get pads on people, and they did that time.
Burns going to split out to the right. Play clock down to 8. Game clock at 3:12. Lair under center turns, hands it off. Trying the left side and getting near the first down that time on the carry was Chandler Lair. He's going to dive down at around the 3 or 2 yard line. They're going to call him just short, so we're going to give him the 3 yard line on that one, a pickup of about 6 yards on the play. It's going to bring up, we'll call it 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up second down or third down now and about a yard to go.
I like what we're doing because they were so geared up at stopping us go to the outside. We're going to that off tackle hole now. We're doing a really nice job on the offensive line.
Full house tee look again. Lair under center. Burns splits out. They're going to hand it off to the fullback up the middle. That's Grindle. He's hit near the goal line. He'll pick up a first down. And that is going to move the chains. Ball down at around the 4. And a nice gain that time. Nice little quick hitter that time, Coach, not giving them guys any chance to really try and give you any issues on that.
It really was a quick hitter with that tailback on there, and that's a good look. It was a nice tackle by the safety coming up, but Grindle's a pretty good kid running football.
Lair again under center, full house tee look. They turn, and that time that play was blown up immediately. Hit immediately that time was Logan Schrader. Tackle are going to be made back at around the 9 yard line. Actually, they're going to give him the 8 yard line, so it's going to be a loss of 4 on the play. And it'll bring up a third down now, or second down, I should say, and goal. 5th play of this drive that started at the Eagles 16 is coming up.
You know, there's a case, Jeff, where you need to change your snap count. They were just anticipating, and they were off on before we even snapped the ball.
Julin splits out this time to the right, Burns to the left. They'll hand it off again, and that's time it's a Grindle, and he's going to spin down inside the 5. A late flag coming in from the side, Steve. That one could be a face mask on the tackle. It doesn't look like it's going to be a hold call. So this one could go against Eagle Grove. I haven't seen either team start to back up yet, but the gain back down to around the 5 yard line, a pickup of 3 on the play. Let's see what the call is here. Yep, face mask. Right. Just where it came in. They kind of threw it towards the ball carrier and where the tackle was made, Steve. So that'll be a half the distance from around the 5. That should spot the ball between the 2 and 3 yard line. It'll be spotted in the middle of the field.
That was a good inside trap that we ran there. And kid must have grabbed his face mask as he was coming by him.
Our internet tonight for the game provided by Corn Belt Telephone, powered by Fiber Optics. Corn Belt Telephone, Fiber Optic Network provides internet cable and stuff for Wall Lake, Lakeview, Carnarvon, and Sac City. We thank them for the internet here tonight. High snap, it's going to be caught in the air after it bounced off of a Raider. It went right into the hands of one of the rushers for Eagle Grove, and they're going to return it out to around the 11 yard line. So, Steve, a golden opportunity that time for the Raiders, and they come up empty.
Yeah, that's a bad break there. I don't know what happened on the snap, but it definitely was too high, and wow.
So Eagle Grove going to take it over now. 1:21 to go. They'll have it at their own 11 yard line. And Steve, this is where the defense needs to come back out and make another big stop.
They really do. We need to get the ball back right here.
Don't forget our Motor Inn player of the game coming up in the postgame. Motor Inn of Carrier, premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for everything from sales to service to parts in collision. Twilliger going to line up under center. Sends a man in motion. They'll hand it off again to Carnarvon, and he is going to get out past the 15, out to around the 17 yard line. And excuse me, that was Carnarvon. I just had Carnarvon in my brain, Steve, and kind of got me going there.
Tell you what, he's a load when he gets going. If we don't stop him right away and he gets his feet going, he's a load to bring down.
He's got 7 carries, 24 yards unofficially here in the game. We're under a minute left in this first quarter of play. And Eagle Grove in no hurry to get the snap off. Play clock down to 15 as they break the huddle. One wide receiver out to the left. They'll line up Spencer in the slot over here on the left side as well. Double wing formation. Man goes in motion. They'll hand it off again to Carnarvon, and he is going to be stopped short of the 19 area. Stopped short of the 20. Gets out to the 19 yard line. A pickup of about 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up third down. We'll call it about 2 yards to go, and clock ticking here with 20 seconds left. They may get one more playoff here before this first quarter comes to an end. I'll mark him just shy, and again, no hurry to break the huddle. Haven't broke the huddle yet, and I think, Steve, they're running a play in from the sideline with 6 seconds left. So to me, the first quarter is going to come to an end.
Yep, they're going to let it go.
It's a scoreless ball game through 1 quarter of play. We've got the second quarter coming up in 1 minute right here on on the CB Sports Network. Arcadia Meats proudly supports East Sac County student athletes. For more than 40 years, Arcadia Meats has set the bar high when it comes to official and custom processing of your animals, retail needs, and wholesale distribution. Serving all of Iowa and beyond, whether you're looking for fresh steaks, pork products, their famous herbs jerky, or any products for your personal or business needs, look for all of your Arcadia Meats favorites at a store or restaurant near you. And go Raiders!
Did you know if you experience a sports injury, Loring Hospital in Sac City has an experienced team to get you back in the game? With the team approach at Loring Hospital, our physical therapists can provide you the one-on-one personalized rehabilitation you may need. At Loring Hospital, we will help athletes of all ages be the safest and best they can be. For more information, call Loring Hospital in Sac City at 712-662-7105. Loring Hospital, your family health center.
Gatorade helping athletes feel, recover, and perform. Jeff Blankman, along with Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in for ESAC Raider football. Raider Steve had a chance here a moment ago, come up empty, but got another chance here. If they get a stop here on this third down and short, they either force Eagle Grove to go for it again like they did, or they punt it from deep in their own territory.
Exactly, yeah. Defense needs to step up here, watch the ball. Nobody jump offside here. I got to believe they're going to give it to the big boy.
Yeah, I would imagine Canavan's been kind of the go-to guy for them all night long here. They'll come out. Schaefer going to split out here to the right. Canavan again lines up behind the quarterback Twilliger. They'll send a man in motion. There is Canavan, and he is going to pick up the first down. They didn't give up much, but they're going to give up about 3 on the play. He'll get out to the 22-yard line, and that is going to be enough to move the change. Just the second first down here tonight for Eagle Grove.
And that kind of goes back to what you said, Jeff, earlier, was we gave them too much on the first 2 downs. You know, they get in that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 short. That's pretty tough to stop that big boy. We need to get him in a longer plays there.
Now split one wide receiver. Looks like Schaefer out to the left. And now we've got, they didn't have the, I think the play clock didn't reset maybe. Oh, that's
we got a car with headlights.
Car with headlights on. It's getting to that time of the year where the headlights can impact here, can't it?
Can. Definitely can.
Do you guys ever run into that with the softball field here? Probably not, with the way everything's set up. You got the bleachers.
Yep.
Oh. I wonder if, I'm sure somebody up there is letting them know that they probably don't realize they have them on, so many of these new vehicles today.
Come on automatic, so if they've got their switch on. Then.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that don't even know how to turn them on or off.
That's right.
Nick Brink's game on kick tonight could get into some rain issues with Carroll up at Bishop Heelan. Another running play for Canavan, and he is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage, actually going to lose a yard on the play. And the defense has been steady here tonight, Steve, and they've been really good all season long. I know the turnovers in the secondary early was outstanding.
They really are. You know, the kids have really played good team defense. I mean, they rallied to the football, and we're doing a good job with that tonight. And that was a really nice start to this drive. They gave up 1 there, so now we got to do that again on this down.
Second down, 11, ball at the 22-yard line. Scoreless ball game here in the second quarter, just early in the second. 10:45 left until the Roselle Mutual halftime report. Twilliger again under center, turns, hands it off to the second man through this time, and trying to pop it outside is Spencer. And he is going to be wrapped up, brought down, looks like out at around the 23-yard line. A pickup of 1 on the play. It's still going to bring up third down. We'll call it 10 yards to go.
Yeah, really nice job of pursuit and a good job of this side of the defense not giving up the outside, giving up their outside shoulder. Much better.
Another opportunity for the Raiders here to win the field position battle, Stephen, in a game where it looks like potentially possessions could be limited. The field possession could come out to be huge tonight.
No, there's no question. I mean, they're eating a lot of time off the clock just with these series that they're running.
They'll come out in an empty backfield this time. Twilliger is going to go under center. He's got two wide receivers out to the right and one to the left. They'll send a man in motion. They're going to flip it back, trying to get the ball into the hands of Levi Langfelt. And he is going to be tackled for a yard gain on the play. So Langfelt with his first carry here tonight, going to pick up one. It's going to bring up fourth down. Let's call it about 9 yards to go. And I tell you what, Steve, you mentioned it. All the movement and motion these guys have. Raiders haven't looked fooled by that yet tonight.
No, they've stayed away from the eye candy. We did a nice job of an inside linebacker stunt right through the A-gap, and almost, I think it did mess up the pitch.
Drake Canavan back to punt it away. 9 punts on the year, averaging 31.1 yards per punt. Had one shorter than that earlier tonight as the Raiders able to get some pressure up the middle. They'll try it again. Got some pretty decent pressure. High end over end punt. It's going to take a bounce. The Raiders will pick it up over on the far sidelines. And the return going to be made out to around
45.
the 45-yard line. And that's where Esac will have it first down and 10.
Still pretty good field position. Good place to start drive.
9:07 left here in the first half. Steve, what do the Raiders need to do here?
Well, I think we're probably going to have to throw the ball a little bit because they're really, really focusing on our run game. We might have to come out and throw it on first down because they're really loading up the box on that first down. So we'll see what we do here.
Raiders have only attempted one pass so far here tonight. Braden Burns will split out to the left. He's got 8 catches this year, 85 yards and a touchdown. One wide receiver out to the right. They'll hand it off to the second, a man through, and looked like, again, there was a hold, and we're going to have a hold there for him to be able to run through. Grindle ends up getting hogtied, and I think going to get another face mask call. That's going to be a pickup of 3 on the run, and Steve, I think we're going to get a few more yards maybe added on.
They may call this one a personal foul. I'm not sure. The other one they did 5 yards, but this one I think they're going to.
Yep, and there it is. Yeah, they got him pretty good.
Yeah, his head got jerked pretty hard.
Third penalty that's been called against Eagle Grove here tonight. And Steve, when you're struggling like Eagle Grove has this year, sitting 0-5, these are the things that sometimes you just can't get away from them, it seems like.
Yeah, and that's just poor fundamentals when you're. Now they did make it a 5-yard walk-off instead of 15.
Okay, yeah, that's odd.
But still, we'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff, going back to your point, it's just poor fundamentals when you keep reaching for the helmet.
Third penalty, 13 yards unofficially in these penalty yards here so far tonight. Raiders will have it for the second time tonight in Eagle territory down at their 47-yard line. Burns going to split out to the left. Julin will split to the right. Full house T look for Lair. 5 down linemen, 4 down linemen. It looks like 3 linebackers. They'll hand it off again to the second man through. And we're going to get another face mask coming in on the tackle. Landon Grinnell going to get down to around the 42-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the play. And do we have another face mask penalty here, Steve?
Well, it came from the back, Judge, so I almost got to see that or blocking the back, one of the two.
And Eagle Grove's starting to back up a little bit, so they're anticipating, and it's going to be again them. They did mark again the face mask penalty with the personal foul. We'll see if they mark 5 or 15. And, Steve, this time they're going to 15.
I thought so, yeah.
Yep. Thought it could have been the last time.
I agree. Yeah, the way our head turned.
So the Raiders now, with some help of the Eagles, down to around the 28-yard line. 8:42 left here in the first half of a play. Our game is scoreless right now. And now they move it ahead another yard, Steve. They're down to, it looks like, around the 27-yard line now. Ball near the right hash mark. Jeff Blankman, Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. Full house T-look. 2 tight ends set. They'll hand it off this time, trying to get the left edge, cutting it back inside. That's going to be at Schrader, and he's going to get down inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the play.
A good first down run.
Yeah, you'll take 3 or 4 yards every time.
We're in 4-down territory here, so when you do that every play, you can just drive it right down the field.
You say that with a kicker like Luke Wright. Where do you not go into 4-down territory if you want to get points and grab the early lead?
That's a case where I think Coach will have to decide how he feels the flow of the offense is. And you're right, because you're getting close to Luke territory here.
Braden Burns splits out to the left this time. They'll hand it off, and Schrader again cuts it back inside, finds a little bit of running room, and dives down inside the 20. They're going to give him the 20, a pickup of 4 on the play. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it. Hopefully they'll get the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 to go. Fourth play of this drive coming up.
It looks to me like every time we come out in the full house tee and we start that handoff with 2 lead backs, they're automatically shifting that to the outside. We're doing a good job of cutting that back. I think they'd be wide open for a trap.
Yeah, not getting a lot, but like as we said, 3 or 4 yards per carry to get you first downs. Julin splits out to the right, Burns to the left. Lair under center with a full house T-look, turns, hands it off to the first man through. That is Grindle. And he is going to be wrapped up and brought down, looks like, at around the 17. So
Really
going to
close.
be very, very close. Waiting to see what the officials say. And they're going to say a first down run that time for Landon Grindle. And it'll be first down and 10 at around the 17-yard line.
We ran a good tailback trap there with a quick trap between the guard center, and that worked really well.
Steve, do you try maybe a tight end down the middle of the field here, something on a little play action with as much as they've run?
Yeah, the way their linebackers are up tight, I think you could get one behind them.
And now this time the Raiders try a running play, and the Lair and the running back ran into each other. I think that was Schrader. And they ran into each other in the backfield, so the tackle going to be made at the 18-yard line. That's going to be a loss of a yard on the play.
That was total miscommunication because we had one back standing and two backs almost ran into each other. And so that's too bad. That's not what we need on first down.
Second down now, 11 to go. Clock continues to tick here. 6:25 left in this first half of play. Lair again under center. Burns splits out here to the left. They're going to hand the football off, and Grindle dives forward. He'll get down to the 15-yard line. A pickup of about 3 on the play. Going to bring up a third down and 8 to go. Steve, right now, with the way Luke's kicking, does he like to be in the middle of the field? Do you think about that, or are you still trying to get first down on this?
No, I think they'll take that into consideration, Jeff. I don't think they'll take a chance on a turnover here. I would be surprised if we just don't run the football here.
Burns out to the left. Julin splits to the right. Full house T-look again. They're going to fake the handoff, wanting to throw. He's got Burns wide open in the end zone. He threw it a little bit late, and it can't. Not able to squeeze it in was Burns as the defender got back there in time. Jackson Morris was beat on the play, Steve. He had slipped down or bit on the run play. It wasn't looking right away, but Burns was wide open in the back of the end zone. That ball just hung up in the air a little bit, and it gave the defender time to get back there.
I was watching our coach's staff, and they were all jumping at the same thing you just saw, that he broke open right away, and we just let it took too long to develop.
So Luke Wright will come on. Ball going to be spotted at around the 22-yard line. A 32-yard field goal attempt here for Luke Wright. He's going to move the tee just a little bit, slid it in just a little bit. Play clock's down to 2. Are they going to get this off? They did not. I think we're going to get a 5-yard penalty, Steve, against the Raiders here, a delay a game.
We didn't need that either.
No, that's going to make this closer to a 37-yard field goal. That's still in his range, but at the high school level, Steve,
anything can happen.
Yep.
Eagle Grove on that attempt anyway really loaded up our left side. We'll be curious to see if they do that again.
Now spot it back.
5 guys right over here.
They're going to spot it at the 26-yard line. Actually, no, they will say 27. 37-yard attempt coming up for Wright. Ball near the right hash mark. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. He's got plenty of leg. It is up. It is good. And the ESAC Raiders have taken a 3-0 lead here on the 37-yard field goal by Luke Wright. 3-0 ESAC. 5:34 left here in this first half of play. We'll step away, take a break. We're back with more ESAC Raider football coming up on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Are you the student athlete who gets out of bed hours before you want to and stay at school hours after class to practice? Are you one of those kids who push themselves to perform better and pull for their teammates when they struggle? Good for you. Keep working hard, but remember to dream big too. Because reaching big goals starts with dreaming big dreams. Your fans at Bank Midwest are proud of you.
Great experience, one place.
1 gig capable network and over a century of service, Cornbelt Telephone in Wall Lake is more than just phone. Servicing rural Sac, western Calhoun, and northern Carroll counties with over 90 cable TV channels, up to 100 Mbps fiber optic internet speed, and providing unlimited data usage with no contracts. We're Cornbelt Telephone, and we're powered by fiber optics so you can do more. Find us on Facebook, call us at 712-664-2221, or visit us on the web at cornbelttelephone.com to see what we can do for you. Go Raiders!
Get back here on along with Steve Nutzman. We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. Esac Raiders just got a 37-yard field goal from Luke Wright. They take a 3-0 lead at kickoff. Going to be returned by the Eagles on a pretty good field position. Steve, their best field position of the night is they'll start at their own 32-yard line.
We got a flag down far side, Jeff. I think we got a block in the back, I believe, on the return.
Okay, so that will back them up some.
Got a hold.
Okay.
So you were right. I mean, it was a really good return, so that gave us a break there.
So they'll mark that back. So instead of starting at their own 32, that's going to be out at their own 22-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10. Ball going to be over on the left hash mark. Eagles will have it. Raiders up here 3-0. Motor and player of the game coming up in the postgame. Our Roselle Mutual halftime report coming up here in just a little bit. They'll turn, hand the football off again to Canavan, and he is going to carry out to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 7 to go. 11 carries already for him here tonight, Steve. He's got more carries than the rest of the team has plays.
Yeah, he's definitely the workhorse, and he does a nice job. I mean, he's carries himself well.
And again, the Eagles in no hurry to get plays off. They go back and huddle up. Kind of old school, kind of like Iowa Hawkeye football. You got to feel pretty good about that, right, Steve?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it if it sped up a little bit.
They do want to throw. They're going to throw it down the middle, and the pass is complete that time to Langford. He's got running room as he breaks free. He's at the 30, 25, 20. They dive for him, can't get him, but Jack Gullett going to catch him and knock him out of bounds at around the 4-yard line, Steve. They hadn't thrown much, but they hit one on that one.
You know, and that's the case where you forget about the assignment of watching the tight end going down the seam. And we didn't. We gave him a free release, and he was right there.
71-yard gain. First catch on the year to Langford. And it goes for 71. And now Eagle Grove set up at the Raider 5-yard line.
So we worked hard to make sure he didn't score on the play. We've got to make a stop right here.
Good hustle by Braden Burns and Jack Gullett to get back there. Burns didn't get him with the dive, but Gullett able to get back and knock him out of bounds. They'll come back out in that double wing formation. Twilliger, the quarterback under center, sends a man in motion. They fake it, and he is going to be hit. They faked it to Canavan up the middle and sticking him that time. Coming in from his defensive end position was Luke Wright, and he makes the tackle. It's going to be back at around the 8-yard line, a loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, there was a case where that quarterback, after he faked the ball and turned to run, met Luke head-to-head, wishing he'd given up the football, I believe.
Yeah.
He had put a pretty good squeeze on him.
He did. He had that 66 jersey, and I'll tell you what, I was confused for a second because he's 3 on offense and 66 on defense tonight. I'm getting a little confused sometimes, or actually depending on what position he's playing.
Right.
They'll come back out. Double wing formation again. They'll send a man in motion. There's that handoff to Canavan, and right there, Will Smith to wrap him up. Actually, that was Thayer. Tackle made back at the 6-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of 2 on the play, but it's going to bring up third down now and goal from the Raider 6-yard line. Clock running with 3:40, and now we're going to get a timeout called. The timeout on the field called by Eagle Grove. Steve, let's go ahead and keep it here. I do want to thank again Corn Belt Telephone, our internet here tonight, as we're bringing you an audio-only broadcast. First time we've done this on our CB Sports Network YouTube channel. I'm kind of the guinea pig out here seeing how it'll work, and I talked Steve in to help me. But Corn Belt Telephone, they were great for us. They got us a router down here. We've got internet. We're plugged right in. Things seem to be working well. So we thank Corn Belt Telephone. They provide fiber optic network. They provide phone, internet, and cable TV in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Carnarvon, and Sac City, plus wireless internet in Rural Sac, Western Calhoun, and Northern Carroll County. Stop by their office in Wall Lake or find them on Facebook or on the web at cornbelttelephone.com. Great company. They've been great to us all the years. I know they have a phone line over there at the softball stadium when we come.
Yes.
They've been tremendous to us, and we appreciate them very much.
They're really good people. They're a great company, and they do a lot for the school and the surrounding area.
I get the sense that the ESAC school district as a whole and all the athletics and probably all of the different activities probably very important to them.
Yes, it really is. And they're good to the communities, too. They do a nice job.
We're back to action here as Eagle Grove comes out of the timeout. They've got it third down and goal from just outside the Raider 5-yard line. Schaefer going to split out to the left. They'll come out in a double wing formation with Twilliger in at quarterback. Canavan lanes up about 3 yards behind him. They'll send a man in motion. That's a Langford. They're going to toss it to him. He lost the football and it drops right in. I think that's Luke Wright that came up with it. It bounced right up into his arms.
Yep.
And Steve, there's those good hands that he has, able to hold on to that one.
He was positioned perfectly, and he was coming across doing his job uncontained and found a football. Awesome.
Reminds me of the Kemper game I did last week. Ball bounced off of the ground off of a handoff right into a Kemper guy's hands as he's running downfield, and there's nobody. He's a linebacker on a blitz. He caught it full speed, and there was no way anybody was going to catch him. Yep.
Yeah, you dream about those.
You do. So the Raiders will have it now, first down and 10, pinned back at their own 9-yard line. They'll take it. They're going to hand it off, and that's, I think, Grindle. Number 20, and he'll get out to the 10 to pick up of 1 on the play, and it'll bring up second down and 9 to go. Raiders running games have been decent tonight, just haven't been able to break one of those bigger runs. They've been getting about anywhere from about 2 to 4 yards per carry. Burns going to split out to the left. Steve, 3 minutes to go here. ESAC with all their timeouts remaining. When do they start hurrying a little bit? Or is that something you don't worry about? Now they try to get the edge, and they've got it. Picking up the first down is Schrader and Moore. He's going to get out past the 25. I thought he was going to get out past the 30. They're going to call him down at the 30. A pickup at 20 on the play.
Yeah, that was a good time. We really got the corner sealed that time. And back to your question, Jeff, I think we'll stay pretty persistent here. I don't believe we've called a timeout yet.
Nope.
So we've got all 3 left. I think Coach will just keep this thing running, and like you said, with a foot like Luke, we get down in that area again. I mean, even if it's 3, we'll take it.
Yep. Especially consider you guys get the ball to start the second half.
Yep. Keep the ball away from them. We better hurry though, because the play clock's already down to 12. We may be looking at one of those timeouts here real fast.
Burns sprints to split out here to the left. Full house T-look. They'll get it off with 3 seconds left on the play clock. Hand off up the middle.
Good
and
run.
Another nice gain. A pickup of 7 on the play for Grindle. And that'll bring up second down and at 3 to go. And now we're going to get a timeout. And that is going to be called by Esac County. So we'll go ahead and keep it here again. Steve, I tell you what, homecoming. Our king and queen here to this week. Caden Arbogast, and Jen Aschinger. And it sounded like the court for both the girls and boys, just really good kids.
Jeff, you couldn't find a nicer bunch of kids.
Yep.
And, when people say, well, who do you want? You don't even answer because they're all outstanding in their own way.
Yep.
I'm prejudiced towards softball girls, but there was a lot of softball girls.
Yes, there was.
And the ones that don't play softball are very good athletes in different sports and all great kids. And the boys are just, all of them, just outstanding young men.
Yes, and Caden, for example, a young man I was talking to Steve earlier, or to Eric earlier, he's always helping Eric. He's always helping you. I always see him out to softball diamond helping you all the time.
He's actually he's doing a school to careers this year, so he comes out and actually helps me paint the field. On weeks we do that. He helps me do other stuff with fields. It's something he wants to do. He's just an outstanding young man.
Yes, and always is friendly to me when I come into town. He always comes and talks to me, so really grown to like that young man. Raiders have it second down and 3 from their own 37. Ball over on the right hash mark. They'll try the left side this time, and they are going to pick up the first down. Nice gain that time by Schrader. He'll pick up 4. Actually, that was Chandler Lair. Sorry about that, folks. 3-yard gain on the play. It's going to move the chains. Steve, I'm sorry I get that 36 and 26 sometimes messed up.
It's hard to do it on jerseys sometimes, let me tell you.
Full house T-look. Braden Burns with it. They'll hand it off to Grindle up the middle, and that time that play is going to be stopped. A gain of 1 on the play. And the Raiders trying to hurry up a little bit here. They'll have it second down and 9 from the 41-yard line. Now it looks like they're going to go back and huddle up. Clock ticking down to 2:18 left here in the first half.
I think they tried to just catch him off there with a quick play, so now we'll go back to normal.
Burns again going to split out to the left. Full house T-look. Julin splits to the right. They'll fake the handoff. Looking for Burns. He's got him down there, and he's going to make the catch at the 30, 25, and tripped up from behind, down inside the 20. And hopefully Braden Burns is not injured because that was a tackle, Steve, where they dove and got him around the knee. You always worry about those. He was slow getting up, but he does get up. Tackle made down at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. Like you said, you don't see that coming. All you see is end zone. Great throw by Tate.
51-yard gain on the play that time to Braden Burns. He's become the big guy, big play offensive guy for the Raiders. They'll have it first down now. Plenty of time left, minute 45 and counting. Full house T-look. They'll hand it off. Nope, this time Allaire's going to keep it. He's got running room down to the 10, the 5, and he dives in. Did he get in, or are they going to call him out of bounds? So they're going to call him out of bounds right at the 1. A 17-yard run from Tate Lair. I'll tell you what, he had me fooled at first on that handoff.
And we faked the trap, and everybody was into that trap hole. It was a great job of execution on that.
There are flags on the play. Didn't see those come out right away.
I did not either.
So as it look, Esac is backing up already. A hold call going to go against the Raiders. Coach McCullough out there to find out who that's going to go on. Flags are laying, Steve, back at around the 11 or 12, maybe the 13-yard line. So if they mark it from there, it looks like they're going to mark it from the 13. That'll take it out to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that's too bad. And there's a case of sometimes you're better off just to let it go.
Yep.
As a coach, sometimes you're yelling, don't touch anybody because let's take what we get here.
So the Raiders will have it now. Ball out at the 23. Ball in the left hash mark. They'll come out with a single back set. Trips to the right. One wide receiver, and that's Julin out to the left. Lair again wanting to throw, rolls out, throws it. It's intercepted. He gets over there to make the tackle. I think that was Langfit coming up with the pick. Nope, that was at number 2, Drake Canavan, and he'll return it out near the 46-yard line. So you get the big run down to the 1 called back because of a penalty, and then you have the turnover. Both teams right now, Steve, hurting themselves with turnovers here tonight.
They really are, and the young man played that well. He had flats coverage. He read it, and he just stepped right in front of it. So now the defense cannot give up a big play.
No. And you wonder, they threw it last time, minute 19 left. I can't imagine they're going to try to run it a bunch.
We need to make sure there's no free release by those wing backs.
Yep. Ball out at the 41. Again, a minute 19 left. They'll come out in their double wing formation. They hand it off to Canavan, and he is not going to go anywhere.
Great tackle.
Yep, 1 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 9. They do have 2 timeouts remaining as well. Raiders right now up 3-0 late here in this first half. And they're in no hurry. Schaefer going to split out here to the right. They'll hand it off again. No, they're going to run the option, and this time the pitch back. Great tackle. Getting in there to make that tackle that time. Carter Ludwig. Steve, he is such a great tackler and a great football player. That tackle made back at the 45-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. Leland Spencer on the carry.
When you look up in the dictionary a definition of a linebacker, Carter Ludwig's picture would show up because he just has that intensity.
He does.
You just got to love that kid.
Timeout on the field called right now by Eagle Grove. 41 seconds left. Steve, I still remember his freshman year. I was doing a game early in the season. I think it was game number 2 or something like that of the year. And he didn't start, and he came off and had like 14 tackles or something like that. And I knew at that moment that he was going to have a special career.
He'd made a statement that night.
Yes.
So, if I remember right, he was your player of the game.
He was my player of the game, and he was not a starter.
And he was not a starter. I can remember Eric coming up to me and saying, how am I going to do this? What do I do with this? But he was, he just has a nose for the football.
And such a nice young man as well.
He is, definitely.
Yeah, very blessed with what I do covering 10 schools. You get to cover so many wonderful young people.
Isn't that the truth?
It is. Everybody talks about the kids today. If you get to know them, there are really a lot of really great young people out there today.
I think of what you do at the end of every season and what you do at the end of softball and baseball with your awards night. And we had so much fun that night and saw all those kids down there. And it's what you said. There's just so many great kids.
Yeah, we're going to do one for volleyball and football again at the end of this. Yep, I think it'll be our 7th year of doing those.
It's awesome.
Langfield in motion. They're going to toss it back to him. The Raiders trying to stretch it out, and they do a nice job. They're going to wrap him up at around the 47-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the play that time for Langford. And is it Esac that calls the timeout? Nope, we've got an injured Eagle down on the field with 30 seconds left. I thought maybe that Eric had called the timeout to try and
I think he
save
was
a
thinking
play
about
here.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeff, what impressed me about that was, so they run sweep left, everybody's got assignment football. When we reacted to the football, we had 8 guys at the ball.
Yes.
You know, and that's the big thing what our team defense has done. We fly to the football.
That looks similar to what the Hawkeyes had done for the last several years, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's the same philosophy.
I'll give those guys a little credit. Their defense has been really, really good for the last
and it's had
how
to
many
be.
years? Yes. So I got to ask it before we go to halftime. We've got an entry timeout here. Your thoughts on the coordinator position over there at Iowa? Diehard Hawkeye fan. Is it the coordinator? Is it the system? Because every coordinator that's come through before him has caught flack as well. Is it the offensive line? Is it a combination of everything?
You know, I don't think you can blame it just on the coordinator. I think a lot of it's got to do with the system, and I'm certainly not going to sit here and criticize Kirk Ferentz.
Right.
I've met him. I've had several conversations with him. What a class act.
Yes.
But football has changed.
Yep.
And I'm not saying you have to go completely wide open. That's not a good sign, Jeff. We got the ambulance moving up. But back to what we were talking about, I would like to see them open up a little bit more. It was really frustrating to watch last Saturday night.
Yep.
Yeah, Penn State's a great football team, but you know, we just had no answer, and it's going to have to change, especially the way the conferences are becoming such mega conferences anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be so hard to compete if you don't seem to open up and score some points.
Yeah, and I will say this as a diehard Nebraska fan. I like Matt Rule. I think the program headed finally in the right direction after 7 or 8 years of tumbling backwards and falling hopefully as far as it's going to fall. I can't stand it if it falls any further, but I'm concerned because you're bringing in 4 teams out of the Pac-12 that right now are all better football programs than Nebraska. That means that's 4 more teams, not just in college football, but 4 more teams in our own conference that we've got to try and crawl past to get back to even just being a relevant football program in our own conference.
And you know, unfortunately, Jeff, it's going to be about the money.
Yeah.
And the money is going to follow winning.
Yeah.
And, you know, and if you don't win, I just hate the way the direction's gone. And let's face it, whenever we face a Pac-12 team, they're fast.
Yes.
And we have a hard time, staying with them.
Can they handle the physicality, though? That's where I will say that Nebraska, when I was a kid, was the most physical program in college football. You remember those days. I have some of the Iowa fans that are my age that disagree with me, but back in the Big 8 and Big 12 days, Nebraska knew how to play physical football.
When Nebraska played Oklahoma, you talk about a slugfest.
Yes.
I mean, that was football.
I will say the last 3 or 4 years, though, in the Big 12, it became a finesse conference, and you started to see all that scoring.
Correct.
I think when Nebraska moved back into the Big 10, we had forgotten how to be physical, and we're still trying to catch up with the physicality of the Big 10.
But I've seen signs that they are, though.
Yes.
Their defense especially. And you know, 43 years ago on my wedding day, we played Nebraska and got drubbed like 55-10.
I miss those days.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I was in mourning. But you talk about physical football.
Yeah.
It wasn't finesse football.
No.
I mean, they flat ran over you.
Yes, it used to be years ago that the team that played Nebraska a lot of times would lose the next week, and it was because
they were so sore
and beat up from the week before. And it's never going to get back to that. I understand that. I'm just hoping as a Nebraska fan that we can be relevant in the Big Ten and get back to being ranked in the top 25 on a consistent basis.
You know, and I think that's where we have to be realistic as fans in the Midwest.
Yep.
You know, would it be great to win a national title? Yes. I'm not sure we have the pool to do it.
Right.
So if you can be ranked, be in a winning program, go to a great bowl game, you know, maybe contend for a conference title every few years, I think we have to be happy with that.
Yep. I absolutely agree. The question I've got is what's going to happen? I hear rumblings that, you know, for all of the Olympic sports, you know, your swimming, your, you know, basketball, all of those. This is baseball, softball, track, golf. This is going to be a ton of travel in those.
You think about it, not so much football, but when you start playing basketball, and you got a Thursday night game on the West Coast, and then you're supposed to come back and play on Saturday and Sunday and keep up with your classes, that's going to be some tough on some kids.
It is. The rumblings I'm hearing, and I would be okay with it, is the football conferences break away and become off by themselves, and all of the other sports go back to the old Pac-12, the old Big 10, the old Big 12,
I think that would be
the old
good.
SEC, and you play in the conference that you were originally, so you had those rivalries. And Steve, the injured young man, I think is Langfit, number 3. It was a very scary deal because they brought the ambulance up. The good thing is you
He's
just heard the
walking
crash.
off. That's
He's
just
walking
awesome
off.
when he got up.
Yep, and he's moving the right arm, the left arm, Steve. It seems to be potentially what is injured for that young man. Don't want to speculate on what that injury is, but it looks like
but it's just
they're
awesome
trying to
the
keep
fact
it.
that he's
but
up.
he's walking.
Yes.
Yes.
There was
Yep.
a lot of concern out there, Jeff, and
Yes.
and it wasn't that we weren't concerned ourselves when we were sitting here talking, but
Yep.
you don't speculate, you don't.
Yep.
All you do is hope for the best, and that was great to see him up.
As a former coach, what do you do even as the Raiders? It wasn't one of their guys, but you see that, these kids are all 14 to 18.
Exactly.
It affects them. How do you get mentally back in
You
and
just
get
kind of pull them
refocused?
away from it. You just talk to them, and just settle them down and try to get them to refocus. Because you're right. I mean, it affects everybody.
Yep, it does. It does. Anytime you see an ambulance.
Yep, that's not a good sign.
Nope.
Fortunately, he did not need it. It's backing off
Yes.
the track.
Yes. Canavan in to punt it away. 4th down and 9. 30 seconds remaining here before our Roselle Mutual halftime report.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. Too much difference between the play clock and.
Yeah. They're going to have to punt. There's about a 3 or 4 second difference. You wonder if they'll snap it to him and just have him take off running and
that
try
could
and
be
burn
too.
the clock.
Yep.
Raiders leading it
looks
here
like.
3-0. And now we get a whistle. And are we going to get a timeout called by Eagle Grove? I think we're going to either that or, by Eagle Grove. They'll stop it with 7 seconds left here before the end of the first half. Steve, right now it looks like Raiders are going to go into the halftime up 3. And your early thoughts here on this first half?
Well, both teams had critical turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
We survived.
Yep.
Which I think is great. I think that'll be a point of emphasis at halftime that, hey, you know what? This could have been really bad. We could have been down when they had the ball down on the 4-yard line, but we toughened up. We didn't let them in, so that's positive. And I think the coaches will build on that. The fact that we get the ball to start the second half, if we go in at halftime up and we get the ball coming out, I think that's another positive, and I think they'll build off that.
Started to see the run game and get a little established on that last drive. What was starting to work for him?
I just think we were getting off the ball better, and I think the quick hitters are working better. Anything that develops slow is not going to work against these guys.
Canavan again back to punt. He'll take the snap. He is going to kind of hold it for a little while, and then he punts it. He tried to punt it away from everybody and out of bounds. He does that, but it goes out of bounds with a 1 second. So if you're the Raiders, do you just kneel on this and get out of here? You don't want to run the risk of turning it over here on that final play,
No,
do
I
you?
think this will either be a kneel or a handoff, Jeff, and head to the locker room.
So again, just a 1 second left here. Ball going to be spotted at around the 35-yard line of East Sac County. Saw Steve Trost here tonight. He's one of the chain guys. Who's all out there with him? Let's give those chain guys
We
some
got
credit.
Chris Brotherton, we got Kevin Spohr, we got Steve Trost, and we got Troy Gullett. I think those are the 4 on tonight. Bill Brotherton helps him out as a spare. I think Wes Drost helps him out as a substitute. Those are great guys over there, and they do it all the time.
We go to the halftime as the Raiders kneel on it. East Sac County leading Eagle Grove 3-0. You're listening to East Sac Raider football here tonight on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. We'll be back with our Roselle Mutual halftime report coming up.
Scoring a touchdown takes great effort and teamwork. Before you start passing, blocking, and running, get Roselle Mutual on your team. So when life intercepts your farm, home, cars, and toys, you're protected. Roselle Mutual, a partner of Grinnell Mutual, has been around as long as football, serving Carroll and the surrounding communities with the hard work and dedication it takes to make a great team. Score your next touchdown by visiting Roselle Mutual. They're here to protect you from life's interceptions. Call 712-792-4525 or stop in today.
Are you the student athlete who gets out of bed hours before you want to and stay at school hours after class to practice? Are you one of those kids who push themselves to perform better and pull for their teammates when they struggle? Good for you. Keep working hard, but remember to dream big too. Because reaching big goals starts with dreaming big dreams. Your fans at Bank Midwest are proud of you.
Great experience, one place.
One gig-capable network and over a century of service, Cornbelt Telephone in Wall Lake is more than just phone. Servicing rural Sac, western Calhoun, and northern Carroll counties with over 90 cable TV channels, up to 100 Mbps fiber optic internet speed, and providing unlimited data usage with no contracts. We're Cornbelt Telephone, and we're powered by fiber optics so you can do more. Find us on Facebook, call us at 712-664-2221, or visit us on the web at cornbelttelephone.com to see what we can do for you. Go Raiders!
Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is a proud supporter of the East Sac Raiders. Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is dedicated to providing reliable, affordable, and responsible electricity. Whether watching TV or using the internet, Raccoon Valley's member owners depend on the electricity from Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative to power their lives and to keep them connected with family, friends, and communities. Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is your Touchstone Energy cooperative. Nothing better exemplifies teamwork than the hard work and dedication of our local student athletes. The same can be said of the team at Domino Motors in Sac City. Whether it's pre-owned or new, parts or service, Domino Motors has the expertise you don't just need, but deserve. Domino Motors, Sac City's ideal Chevy dealer and proud supporters of the East Sac County Raiders.
When it comes to giving you the best yields, conditioning of your seed is the utmost importance. And Jacobson Seed, their focus is on your success. With their updated conditioning equipment, they're giving you, their valued customers, the highest quality seed. With their expanded facilities, conditioning of your seed will help prevent those unyielding, annoying spindly plants and produce high-quality, high-yielding crops. Jacobson Seed, American veteran family-owned independent seed company.
From footings to framing to finish, for farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
We welcome you back here on Kick 106.7, actually on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Steve, I'm so used to being on Kick or KKRL. It's different calling a game here tonight on the YouTube channel, but we're at the Roselle Mutual Halftime Report. Roselle Mutual Insurance, proud sponsor of tonight's halftime show. Roselle Mutual believes in the value of youth activities to help develop future adults that will live in the local area, become valuable members of the communities. For all your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs, visit Roselle Mutual in Carroll or call them at 792-4525. Jeff Blankman, Steve Nutzman with you here today. And Steve, good first half here for the Raiders. They got the lead. That's positive. They've been able to move the ball. I think they look like they've been the better team out on the field, just not been able to capitalize on some drives. But both teams have got to feel like they've left some points out on the board.
Yeah, I agree, Jeff. You know, and the frustrating part is with the offense and the Eagle Grove runs, they chew up so much time.
Yep.
And, you know, when you're standing there, you know, on defense a lot,
yep,
it gets sometimes frustrating when you get the ball back. You want to hurry up, and we're not that hurry-up team. And so, you know, we're going to have to stay with what we do. We get the ball, you know, we control tempo once the second half starts. And, you know, we go down and stick one in. That's going to be a huge thing for us to do.
Yeah, absolutely. What do they need to do? Is it keep it on the ground, or do you think they need to incorporate the pass game? Pass game game's been a little up and down tonight.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, I think we've definitely established the ground game again, and then set it up. I mean, play action is going to be where we're going to be. If we get stuck in a situation where we have to throw, I think we're going to be in trouble.
What have you seen from the offensive line tonight? I know you coached that, and you know the offensive line play. As a play-by-play guy, I don't always get to watch the guys up front. So what have you seen here tonight?
I thought it got better as the first half went on, and I think a case of that is a couple guys are just coming back and getting their legs back underneath them. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit to – and let's face it, there's some big boys on the other side. I'll tell you what, there's a couple guys over there that I know I'm going to look up to. But I thought we got better, especially on the quick hitters, of getting into them and get them off the ball, you know. And if you can get our backs a chance to gain that 3 yards, 4 yards every pop, we're going to be okay.
Got an announcement to make here real quick. Hopefully the Storms are a long way away. But we had Nick Rinks up in Sioux City tonight to do Carroll at Bishop Heelan. That game postponed. Don't know how far they got into the game. They may not have even got started. It might have been one of those where they were trying to wait out a storm because I knew it was kind of stormy ahead of time. But that game postponed and rescheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So I'll have work to do when I get back from my game tonight to figure out how we're going to get that game on the radio tomorrow. But we'll have that game on the radio tomorrow, probably on Kick 106.7, again coming up at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Steve,
that's why they hire Hall of Famers at Carroll Broadcasting.
So you're coming down, is what you're saying?
Because then they got you that can adapt to situations like that.
Yeah. We'll make it work. I just may have to miss my Snookies run tomorrow. Are you aware of Snookies?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so Snookies, I don't want to advertise somewhere else, but Snookies is an ice cream shop down in the Des Moines area. It's not too far from Drake Stadium.
Okay.
Found it years ago down covering State Track. Jeff Storyhan and I would always hit it on the way out of town and stuff. So I do a lot of stuff with Jeff and Sherry Storyhan. Well, we started going down in the spring when they open and in the fall when they close for the season. Well, tomorrow's the last day they're open.
So you're going.
I was planning on going down tomorrow to be able to get, my Snookies, but I may not be able to make it now.
Suppose they do carry out when delivered to your place in Carroll?
The Storyhans might have to go down and haul me some back.
So is it pretty good stuff?
It's really, really good ice cream. Yeah, there's a lot of great ice cream shops in our area as well. But I thoroughly enjoy. It's worth the trip to Des Moines.
So I'm going to remember that next time I'm down to see my boys.
Absolutely. Yeah, ask them if they've been to Snookies.
Okay, will do.
All right, it's kind of an old school ice cream shop. Okay. So, but back to the football game here as the band playing. It is homecoming night. I didn't see any issues with focus or anything early in the game that sometimes you can get with a homecoming night and all the festivities that go with it.
Yeah, we had a parade this afternoon and a pep rally out here at the field, and it was fun to watch.
Yep.
The entire grandstands here on the home side were packed with student body.
Right.
They had contests. They talked about the royalty. Drill team performed. They're very good. And the public. This place was just packed, and I think that helped get some of that out of the kids' system. Okay, this is the festivity part. That ended. Now it's the football part, and that's kind of what I saw tonight so far.
And Caden Arbogast, our king.
Yep.
Jen Ashinger, our queen here tonight.
Yep.
You were talking about Jen a little bit as we came back from the break. I don't know if you want to talk about it on there, but it's a special young lady.
Yeah, she sure is. Definite friend of the family. She was.
We're on YouTube only.
So she's when Holly, my daughter, was crowned queen in 2011. Jennifer was quite a small child in elementary, and Jennifer was up there on stage with her, and Holly told her someday this will be you.
Yep.
So it was pretty cool when it happened.
Yeah.
Great kid, and like we said, with all of our royalty, fantastic kids.
Yep.
All of them have their special traits, and that makes you feel good about your student body.
Yep.
When you have kids like that representing your school, that's a definite plus. With Caden, he doesn't go out for sports, but he manages football. He manages basketball. He manages soccer.
Yep.
He comes and helps me with softball. He's just that type of kid that the student body just loves.
Yep.
And everybody was so excited when he got king, that it was just, I think it just made the whole week a little bit more special.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I told you earlier, he always comes and talks to me.
Yes.
Always is very friendly, and I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years through that. And just I look forward to coming up, just because I know at some point or another he's going to come up and chat. I'll tell you one quick story, and hopefully I don't embarrass Jen at all if this gets back to her. But I think it's a great thing. As I said earlier, they talk about these kids today, and it frustrates me when my generation talks about that. Kids are kids. What's changed is parenting.
Correct.
And I'll use that. I'll talk that some other time and not during this broadcast. But you mentioned earlier the Rewind All-Star festivities we did. We've been doing that for about 7 years now. And I've had a lot of kids text me or come up to me when they see me and thank me and tell me how much fun it was. I got a handwritten letter from Jen.
I believe that.
This summer, telling me how much she enjoyed it, how much she was honored to be selected to be a part of the team.
Yep.
Nobody else has ever done that. That was Jen Ashinger, and that tells you the young lady that this young lady is.
And that shouldn't surprise me because that's just Jen.
Yep.
So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. We'll step away. We'll take a break. Back with more of our Roselle Mutual halftime report. We'll talk more ESAC football. We'll get a look at our stats. That's all coming up next right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
The biodiesel industry is growing at a rapid pace across the country, but also in our backyards. And Western Iowa Energy is at the forefront of that environmental and economic advancement. Western Iowa Energy is committed to producing renewable, clean-burning diesel for our area and beyond. Made from a large range of feedstocks, the biodiesel produced locally by Western Iowa Energy is creating green jobs, improving the environment, and reducing our dependence on imported diesel. Western Iowa Energy, fueling a better future.
RJV Transport and Peterson Logistics in Westside is more than just a trucking company. They're a family-owned business with expertise in transportation and logistics. RJV Transport uses top-of-the-line equipment and experienced drivers, so you can count on a job well done with unmatched service. Check out RJV Transport on Facebook to learn more about in-state and long-haul employment opportunities, or call Big Pete today, 515-231-6742. That's 515-231-6742.
Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankman, is powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, Jefferson, and Pocahontas. Each week, be sure to check out the Vehicle of the Week on our station website at 1380kcim.com, our social media platforms, and our new mobile app. You can also tune in to any of the games I'm broadcasting. Look for your perfect vehicle at New Way Auto Group, where you get free oil changes for life and home of warranty forever. Arcadia Meats proudly supports Esac County student athletes. For more than 40 years, Arcadia Meats has set the bar high when it comes to official and custom processing of your animals' retail needs and wholesale distribution, serving all of Iowa and beyond. Whether you're looking for fresh steaks, pork products, their famous herbs jerky, or any products for your personal or business needs, look for all of your Arcadia Meats favorites at a store or restaurant near you. And go Raiders!
Did you know if you experience a sports injury, Loring Hospital in Sac City has an experienced team to get you back in the game? With the team approach at Loring Hospital, our physical therapists can provide you the one-on-one personalized rehabilitation you may need. At Loring Hospital, we will help athletes of all ages be the safest and best they can be. For more information, call Loring Hospital in Sac City at 712-662-7105. Loring Hospital, your family health center.
We do welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman again and Steve Nutzman with you here, and we so much appreciate you. You're listening here to the Roselle Mutual Halftime Report. Roselle Mutual Insurance, proud sponsor of tonight's halftime show. Roselle Mutual believes in the value of youth activities to help develop future adults that will live in the local area and be valuable members of the communities. For all your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs, visit Roselle Mutual in Carroll or call them today at 792-4525. And while we're speaking of things like that, I want to give a quick shout out tonight. Our internet for the game provided by Corn Belt Telephone, powered by Howard by Fiber Optics. Corn Belt Telephone's fiber optic network provides phone, internet, and cable TV in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Carnarvon, and Sac City, plus wireless internet in rural Sac, Western Calhoun, and at Northern Calhoun counties. And stop by their office in Wall Lake or find them on Facebook or on the web at cornbelttelephone.com. Jeff Blankman again, Steve Nutzman with you here. The Esac Raiders up right now here at the halftime by a score of 3-0. Let's run you through the unofficial statistics here in the first half. We'll start off with Eagle Grove. I've got Canavan, 13 carries, 35 yards. Spencer, 3 carries, a negative 2 yards. Twilliger, 2 carries, a negative 3 yards. Christopher with 2 carries for 5 yards. Longfit has got 3 carries for 0 yards. So I've got them right now with actually 30 yards on the ground. So the defense has done well there. They're 1 of 1 passing here tonight. Longfit caught that one. That was a 71-yard gain. So 101 total yards of offense, 71 of that coming on that one pass play.
Yes.
For Esac County, I've got Grendel right now, 9 carries, 27 yards. Schrader, 7 carries, 35 yards. Tatler, 2 carries, or 1 carry, and that was a fumble. And then Chandler Lair with 3 carries for 3 yards here tonight. So I've got the Raiders just 65 yards on the ground as both teams really struggling to kind of get that ground game going. But through the air, Tate Lair 1 of 4 for 51 yards, does have an interception. That one catch by Braden Burns, and he was caught from behind down at around the 8-yard line. But I've got them a total offense of 116 right now, Steve. So the Raiders up 3-0. You got to figure that the yardage battle and the statistical battle probably pretty close, and they are.
Yeah, it really is. I like the stats per carry for Grindle and for Logan. You know, Grindle's averaging 3, Logan's averaging 5. Chandler's had a couple, 2, 3 tough carries, but you know, if you can average 3 or 5 per carry, we're going to be okay. We just got to be consistent about it. And the problem's been, you know, we might get that 3 and then we lose 2, and you know, all of a sudden, no, that's not going to work anymore. So I think consistency is going to play into it a lot, and I think maybe even just a little bit sense of urgency, Jeff, as we get the ball to start the second half. I mean, possessions are few and far between in this game, and I think we need to do something right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Need, I think, to strike on this first possession, take charge of the game. I think if you get up 10-0, Eagle Grove's still not going to go away from doing what they do. It's not like that.
It changes things. You know, if we don't make any mistakes, they don't look to me like the team that's going to come out and be able to score quickly.
No, they don't. Even though they hit that one pass, I think if the Raiders are looking for a pass play, they're probably not going to have a lot of success with it. Steve, what do they need to do to kind of get that run game going here tonight?
I think I like what we were doing there at the end of the first half, the quick hitters. Anything that we had to go outside and string out, they did a really good job of overloading the outside and stringing things out. Our best luck was the quick hitters with 2 lead backs. I think we keep doing that quick trap to Grindle. And, you know, maybe even the bootleg. You know, take and run. You know, as he proved, he got down to the 1-yard line. Unfortunately, we had a hold on the play. But, you know, I think consistency up front, drive, and then you're ready to set up the trap, your bootleg, maybe even the pass. So, and for protect the football.
Yeah.
You know, don't turn it over.
Yeah. Both teams, as we look at the drive chart here real quick, and then we've got somebody we need to give a shout-out to here, but both teams a couple of turnovers here in the first half, and both of them in scoring position. So both teams going to look back at this one at the end of the game and say, if. Eagle Grove had it first, went 6 plays and punted it away. ESAC took it over at their own 41-yard line with 7:37 left in the first quarter. 3 plays later, they would punt it away. Eagle Grove got it at their own 13-yard line, went for it on 4th and 2 at their own 20. Or 21, and ended up fumbling the ball. ESAC jumped on it at the Eagle Grove 16 with 3:52 left in the first quarter. 5 plays later, though, the Raiders fumbled it away down near the goal line, and it was Eagle Grove coming up with the loose ball. Eagle Grove then got the ball at the 11-yard line, their own 11, with a 1:21 left here in that first quarter of play. 7 plays later, they would end up punting the football away. Eagle Grove then got it at their own 22-yard, ESAC got it at their own 45-yard line with 9:07 left in the half. 8 plays later, it was Luke Wright kicking a 37-yard field goal. That made it a 3-0 game with 5:34 left in the first quarter. Raiders looked like they were in good shape as Eagle Grove got it at their own 22. 5 plays later, they would fumble the football, and Luke Wright fell on top of it. But that was after a deep pass down inside the Raider 5-yard line. So the Raiders started at their own 9 with 3:31 to go in the half. 7 plays later, it looked like they were going in to score. They throw an interception after a run down to the 1 was called back because of a hold. Canavan jumps the passing lane, intercepts it, but Eagle Grove only able to run 3 plays to add a punt it away. ESAC got it with 1 second left in the half, kneeled on it to end the first half of a play. So that is kind of the drives that we've had. Both teams have had it inside the 5 tonight and come up empty here in this football game. Steve, before we talk any more here about this second half, you had an Iowa State fan that reached out to us. They were tired of the Big Ten talk. They wanted a little Big 12 talk. Sooners, easy or not easy tomorrow. Iowa State, do they get the upset? The Cyclones have played them well the last 5 to 10 years.
I'll be honest with you, and this is a shout out to Mark Fryer and his wife Gigi.
Yep.
So anyway, Mark, I agree with you that there's some really good offenses in the Big 12, and I was really impressed with Iowa State's offense last week. I thought the young quarterback did a nice job. I'd love to see the upset tomorrow. There are some really good offenses in the Big 12.
Yes, there is.
If you love to punt, you come over my way. And if you love to see the ball being thrown, you're going to go Big 12. So there's your shout out over there, buddy.
Absolutely. Are the defenses better today in the Big 12 than they were maybe 5-10 years ago when it was like always seemed to be like 60-60 in those games?
I think they have to be.
Yes.
I think that with the way the spread offenses have come and the RPOs, so much more, you have to have so much team speed to react to it that, yes, I think they have to, along with the offense, defenses are better.
Well, you've seen Kansas State and Iowa State have success. They're still defense first in that league.
Yes.
And I think they've been two of the probably best top 5 programs maybe over the last 4 or 5 years. Hopefully Matt Campbell can kind of reestablish things a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and the defensive coordinator, I love the defensive coordinator from Iowa State and Iowa. I think both those guys are brilliant when it comes to having the scheme of what they want to do. And, you know, they're just fun to watch. They're fundamental football. They just don't make mistakes.
You bet. And I want to give a shout out to ESAC Volleyball, having a really good
Great
year
season.
so far.
Great season.
ESAC cross country. Boys
Super
have just
season.
been fantastic and dominant this year so far.
And that's, you know, everybody's excited about that, you know, and it's a good way to start the school year, Jeff.
It is.
You know, that, you know, we pick up a win tonight, you know, and that's just a good way to get the school year going.
It is. A lot of success. Even the ESAC girls cross country, they don't have a lot of numbers.
But
they're
they're
not doing great,
competing
but they're
well.
competing. And Libby Veit, just a freshman,
Right.
is running very well. I know she was a little disappointed when I saw her Saturday, Monday up in Alta.
Yep.
Didn't feel like she had run one of her better races. If I'd have known Charlie was hurt at that time, I wouldn't have said anything, but I said something to her after the interview. She was walking away. I says, hey, when you get home, take Charlie down and pin him real quick.
I'm sure she was fine with that.
She smiled.
But she's such a competitor. I'm sure
Yep.
she was disappointed in
Yep.
herself. You know, it's awesome to see the volleyball team, what they're doing.
Yep.
You know, the cross country, like you said, has just been fantastic. And it's just good things happening at East Sac County right now.
Absolutely. You've been listening to the Roselle Mutual Halftime Report. Again, Roselle Mutual Insurance believes in the value of youth activities to help develop future adults that will live in the local area and become valuable members of the communities. For all your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs, visit Roselle Mutual in Carroll or call them at 792-4525. Jeff Blankman, Steve Nutzman with you here again. And again, folks, audio only tonight. This is what we had to do to be able to get this game in. I know there are some people frustrated, but hopefully the people back listening on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel is no different than listening on the radio, except for
That's
you're
right.
on the internet.
That's right. Yep. It's still get to hear us just like we were.
Yep. And you don't have to see us.
And the good thing is they don't see us.
Yes. I'm sure everybody wanted to see Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody needs to know what I look like. Eagle Grove will kick it off here as we start the second half of play. Back to kick it off is there Christian Renya Luna. He has kicked off 12 times this year. None of them have been for touchback, so the Raiders should get an opportunity for a return, catching the ball and returning it off the right side, and that is a good return by Jack Gullett. He'll get out past the 40, out to the 44-yard line, and ESAC will have maybe their best, besides when they started inside of Eagle Grove territory because of the turnover. This is probably the best field position they've had here tonight.
Great start, great return by Jack. Good job of blocking up front.
11:54 to go. Ball over on the right hash mark. Julin will split out to the right. Burns splits to the left. Full house T look for Lair. He'll turn, hands it off to Grindle. He's got a little running room. He'll get out past the 47, out to the 48-yard line. A pickup of about 4 on the play that time for Grindle.
Good
and
start.
It's going to bring up second down at about 6 to go. And Steve, again, just a quick little handoff right up the middle.
Yeah, you know, I watched their outside linebacker in their corner come up on the outside, and that opened up that gap. He hit it hard. That's a good start.
Julin splits out to the right. Burns again split to the left. Full house T look. Good to see Braden Burns back in the game after being injured late. They'll hand it off to Schrader trying to get the edge. He turns the corner. We're going to get a flag coming in late. I hope that's not going to be a hold call. There was a little extracurricular after the play, so that might be on Eagle Grove for extracurricular. They are going to say they'll hold against the Raiders. So that big run going to come back, third penalty that will probably be accepted here tonight by Eagle Grove, third against the Raiders.
That's the one thing that you always worry about when you run to the outside, Jeff, especially when you see somebody disappear.
Yep. And I think the guy that was getting held was not happy about it.
No, that was the extracurricular, I think, after the play.
Ball going to be spotted back at around the 37-yard line. So that's going to be a big one. They got to get out into Eagle territory down to the 46 for a first down. So it's second down at about 17 to go. Raiders will break the huddle. Burns splits out to the left. Julin will split to the right. Full house T-look with the ball on the left hash mark. One-on-one coverage for Eagle Grove as they've got 8 guys in the box. They'll hand it off, trying to get the edge to the right side this time, and it diving forward is Schrader. They'll get out to the 41-yard line, a pickup of 4 on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down now and about 13 to go.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Coach wants to do here, if he wants to take a shot, try to get it all, or if he just gives himself a little bit more room to punt it and change field position.
So the Raiders huddling up here. Lair gets the call. Burns will break the huddle. He'll head out to the left. Julin again to the right. We'll see if Esac looks to throw on 3rd and 13. Full house T-look. They hand it off to Grindle up the middle, and he'll dive forward out to the 44-yard line. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, a pickup of 3. And the Raiders, Steve, get that football first, but right now looking like they're going to have to punt the ball away.
Number 15 for Eagle Grove's a really good linebacker, Jeff. He reads well. He was one that made the tackle. He's a sure tackler. He was down at the ankles, and he just reads gaps really well.
9:50 left here in the third quarter. Sam Julin, 22 punts on the year coming into tonight, averaging 35.2 yards per punt. Back deep. It's going to be Spencer for Eagle Grove. No pressure,
nice
gets
punt
off a boomer, and that one is going to take a really good roll. Can the Raiders track it down? It's going to get down inside the 10, and they're going to down it, it looks like, at the 6-yard line. Sam Julin, Steve, he may be looking at that Motor Inn player of the game tonight just for the couple of punts he's had, as he's pinned him deep a couple of times.
And you know what? He got that ball to turn over. That was a really nice punt, Jeff.
So again, they'll down it at around the 6-yard line. 27 left here in the first half of play. Or I should say third quarter of play. Eagle Grove will have it. Ball, no, it looks like it's over near the left hash mark here. They'll break the huddle. Beautiful night for football here
Sure
in
is.
Wall Lake. They'll come out and again in their double wing formation. Canavan lines up. They'll send a man in motion. That is Spencer. They're going to hand it off to Canavan. Not much running room. He'll get out to the 7-yard line, a pickup of about 2 on the play. And it's going to bring up a second down and 8.
Luke made a nice tackle on that again. He's reading that well. Our defensive line's doing a much better job of staying lower and not getting pushed back into our linebackers. That's really helping.
So second, they're going to give him 3 actually. Second down, we'll call it 7 to go. A little bit of a push off that right side that time for Eagle Grove. They'll come back out in a double wing formation. Schaefer splits out to the right. Canavan lines up again behind the quarterback Twilliger, and we're going to get some movement up front that time from Eagle Grove, so that's going to cost them 5. And Steve, a lot of times the penalties for both of these teams, East Sacs had a couple holding penalties which have really hurt them, but when you're struggling and you're a run team and you want to stay ahead in the chains, even these 5-yarders, they come in bad times.
They really do, and it really messes up what you're doing as far as your scheme.
So that'll move the ball back to around the 4-yard line. Ball over near the middle of the field. Raiders will have, looks like 3 down linemen again. Steve really got about 9 guys within about 7-8 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yes, and this is a golden opportunity for us right here to stick them right here next to the goal line.
Rubendahl is about the deepest guy off the line of scrimmage. Looks like the Raiders going to come with some pressure here. Spencer goes in motion, now comes back over to the left slot, and we're going to get a delay of game penalty this time as the flag comes in from behind, and that is going to be back-to-back penalties against Eagle Grove.
I think what they tried to draw us offside, and when it didn't work, he let the clock run out.
Yep.
And that's cost him another half. Well, is it half the distance now?
Coon Rapids Bayard leading St. Edmund 37-28. That should be half the distance, I would imagine. ICAM Manning was trailing 14-13, now 21-13. That game in the third quarter. Eagle Grove will break the huddle again. We'll go under 8 minutes before the snap. They'll come out. Double wing formation. Spencer again in motion. They hand it off to Canavan. And he is going to get out to the 5-yard line. A pickup of about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up third down and about 10 to go. And if the Raiders can keep them here, Steve, that bodes well. Should get pretty good field position if you can force them to punt here.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and their running back, I'm impressed with him. You know, we're doing a good job of hitting him low, but he always falls forward.
He does.
And you even hit it in the right at the line of scrimmage, he gains 2 to 3 yards.
Yep. Just needs a little bit more of a crease up front. And
Yes.
Esak's done a nice job of taking that away here tonight. They'll send Spencer in motion again. They run the option, the pitch play, and Spencer going to be hit and wrapped up back at around the 7-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the play. That option to the right. And Steve, they made it work, but a guy that grew up watching option football, running the option back at your own 5 can be very, very dangerous.
Not a good place to do that now. No. Bad things can happen on that.
Yes.
You know. And we did a good job. We had
Yes.
somebody covering the quarterback. We had 2 guys on the pitch, man. We did a nice job.
Yeah, it is. It's not an easy offense to defend.
No, it is not.
It's got to be assignment football,
Right.
and the Raiders have done a nice job against the option the few times that Eagle Grove has run it tonight. Canavan back to punt the football away. This is going to be his 5th punt here tonight. Raiders come after it, almost got it, and Raiders are going to let it bounce, and it's going to take a really good
And I think it hit one
Esac
of their
County. It
players
did.
back here about
Yep.
the 26 maybe.
Yep, and that is where they're going to down it. Officials did catch that as the ball bounced back towards Eagle Grove's end zone, and it bounced right into one of their players. So the Raiders will have it with 6:28 to go
Great
here in the
field
third
position.
quarter. Yep, and they'll have it at the Eagle Grove 26-yard line. Steve, you hate to put the pressure on. They're up 3-0, but you're at their 26. You got to come away with
Yeah,
something, and a touchdown over a
exactly.
field goal. Got to
And
make this a 2-possession game.
I think that's the mindset going to be, hey, this is a touchdown. This is
Yeah.
the drive right here.
Yep. You almost got to be in 4-down territory no matter what in this situation. You'll take the points. Eagle Grove really hasn't kicked field goals all year, so I don't imagine they're going to attempt a field
No.
goal. Full house tee look for Lair. He'll take the snap, hands it off. They're trying to get the edge here. Logan Schrader is stretched out, and Steve, again, that slow developing play just has not worked tonight. That's going to be a loss of 4 on the play, and it's going to bring up now 2nd down and 14.
And that's exactly right, Jeff. You know, they've got 8 guys in the box, and I've been watching their outside backers. They're very aggressive. They're very sure tacklers, and they're doing a nice job of sealing off
Yep.
the outside.
Yeah, for a team that's 0-5, they've done a nice job of
They
tackling
really
here
have.
tonight. Yes, if they could get something going with their offense, their
Yes.
defense has been pretty effective. Burns will split to the right. 2 tight ends at this time for Lair out of the full house tee. Takes the snap, fakes it, wants to throw, throws out into the flat, and leads his receiver Schrader just a little too far. Pressure coming that time up the middle from Dom Hernandez, and the pass falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down now and about 14 to go.
Yeah, and you're sitting now at the just outside the 30.
And we're going to get a officials timeout here.
We got
We've got an
Raider
injured
down.
Raider down on the field. And Steve, you hope it not at this time of the year that it's cramps, but you also hoping at this time of the year that nobody's cramping up at this time of the year. But it's warmer today than it's been
Definitely
for the last
with
several
the
days.
90s today.
Yep.
I think that's what we had, Jeff. Well, maybe not. Ankle, maybe.
Ankle, looking at an ankle. Okay. ACGC now up 28-19 over ICAM Manning. That's with 8:45 to go. Don't forget, we've got the New Way Auto Group scoreboard show coming up after the game. Is that Erpelding coming out?
Looks
I
like
think
it.
so. Yep.
And he's walking better.
Yep. So hopefully just a cramp or maybe twisted the
I
ankle
think
for
tweaked
just a
the
moment.
ankle a little bit, yeah.
They'll get the training staff. Who is the training staff, Steve?
Megan.
Megan, okay.
Megan Drost.
Yep.
She runs our sports therapy here in
Okay.
Wall Lake. She and Duval, super job.
Okay.
They do a fantastic job with our kids.
Trying to remember what year she graduated. Do you?
Yeah, now you're going to make me think too much.
I lose track of kids as far as what year they graduated. After
Yeah.
they're out in about 2 or 3 years, it's hard for me to remember exactly when
I
they
can remember
graduated.
her and her sister running track. They were both
Yes.
very good.
Yes. Lair again wanting to throw on 3rd. Now
Nice-
he's going
nice
to
decision.
scramble. He's going to tuck it under. He makes the first man miss. Then is hit by Canavan. Don't fumble the football as they held him up. He's going to get down around the 21-yard line to pick a 9, Steve. That's going to bring up 4th down and 5. So now, to me, it gets interesting. Do you bring Luke Wright in? And it looks
That's
like
what it
maybe
looks
that's
like.
what
Yep,
they're
we got
going
the
to do.
tee. Yep. I think that was a good decision by Tate because
Yep.
the ball was sitting outside the 30, and that's stretching limits a little bit. That's
Yep.
47 yards. Now we got that in down there a little bit. You know, it's not the touchdown we're looking for, but to tack on another 3 is big.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to get another player out on the field. And they will get somebody to run out there. Cal McDonough Cal McCullough, runs out onto the field. Ball spotted at around the 28. This will be a 38-yarder. The kick is up. It is good. Right down the middle. And the Esac Raiders get a field goal of 38 yards by Luke Wright. And they extend that lead here to 6-0 with 4:49 left here in the third quarter. Steve and I will snap away. We'll take a break, back with more of our Esac football here tonight on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Are you the student athlete who gets out of bed hours before you want to and stay at school hours after class to practice? Are you one of those kids who push themselves to perform better and pull for their teammates when they struggle? Good for you. Keep working hard, but remember to dream big too. Because reaching big goals starts with dreaming big dreams. Your fans at Bank Midwest are proud of you.
Great experience, one place.
1 gig capable network and over a century of service, Cornbelt Telephone in Wall Lake is more than just phone. Servicing rural Sac, western Calhoun, and northern Carroll counties with over 90 cable TV channels, up to 100 Mbps fiber optic internet speed, and providing unlimited data usage with no contracts. We're Cornbelt Telephone, and we're powered by fiber optics, so you can do more. Find us on Facebook, call us at 712-664-2221, or visit us on the web at cornbelttelephone.com to see what we can do for you. Go Raiders!
We welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network YouTube. Returned at the kickoff out to about their own 38-yard line, so they're going to have pretty good field position here, Steve, as we get to set for this late in the third quarter possession here for the Eagles. And we've talked about Esac struggling a little bit offensively here. Eagle Grove has kind of done the same thing here tonight besides that one pass play.
Exactly, yeah. It's, and the field goal's great, but a touchdown or an extra point puts us in the hole, so we've got to play good defense here.
They'll come out in their double wing formation, hand off again to Canavan. He had some running room this time off the left side. He's going to get from the 39 out to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play. That's his best run here tonight. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3 to go.
That's one of the few times they've come off our defensive right side, Jeff, and there was a big hole there.
Yeah, that defense has played really well. What has stood out for you so far tonight about the Raider defense?
I just think pursuit to the ball and doing their jobs, and not paying attention to the eye candy in the backfield. They've been doing a really good job there. So I don't know if they caught us in a slant there or what happened, but there was a pretty big hole.
Schaefer splits out here to the left, double wing formation. They'll send Spencer in motion. They hand it off to Canavan again, and he's going to be just shy of the first down. They're going to mark him down just shy of the 49-yard line. It should bring up 3rd down and about 1, actually 3rd down and a half. We'll see if the official agrees. And it looks like they are going to say 3rd down and less than a yard to go. 3:40 left in the third quarter, 6-0 in favor right now of Esac County.
There's a case again. We did a nice job. We hit him. He fell forward for 2 yards.
Yeah, hit right at the line of scrimmage the way it looked. Eagle Grove again will break the huddle. They'll come out with Canavan lined up again. I'm sure they're going to go to him, and there's going to be a penalty. Yep.
There's no way.
Yep. 2 guys in motion that time at the same time, both Peterson and Spencer going in motion that time, and that's going to cost them. So now, Steve, instead of it being 3rd and short, it's going to be 3rd and almost 6.
And now is a case whether they consider this 4-down territory or not.
Yep. I would guess in a way at this situation of the game, they went for it at their own 20.
I agree. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see them do that.
So got to come up with a stop here. Can't give up 3 or 4 here on this play and make it 4th and short for them. If you get the stop here with a no gain or maybe a loss or maybe a gain of a yard, you might put some pressure on them to maybe punt the football away. They'll come out in a 1-back set this time. They turn, hand the football off to Canavan, and he is stuffed right at the line. Actually, they're going to give him out to the 46. So a pickup of 2 on the play, but it'll bring up 4th down now and about 4 to go.
We had great A-gaps were covered. Super job by the defensive line of not giving up ground. Linebackers cleaned up. That was awesome.
And we're going to get, is this an official or haven't seen him point to either side? Eagle Grove going to take a quick timeout. We'll step away. Back in 30 seconds right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is a proud supporter of the East Sac Raiders. Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is dedicated to providing reliable, affordable, and responsible electricity. Whether watching TV or using the internet, Raccoon Valley's member owners depend on the electricity from Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative to power their lives and to keep them connected with family, friends, and communities. Raccoon Valley Electric Cooperative is your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
We do welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman along with Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. And Steve, decision time right now for Eagle Grove. I think they go for it here. What do you think they do? 4th down and 3 from their own 46. Their defense hasn't really given up much yet tonight either.
They really haven't. Being they burn a timeout there, I would surprise, you wouldn't think they'd come back out with the punt team. And they're going to huddle up. So my guess is they must be going to take a shot at it here.
I'm thinking that they're going to take a shot at it, and they are. They are going to go for it. They'll start the play clock. 4th down and 3.
Very tight
Ball
formation.
near the middle of the field. They'll send it Spencer in motion.
Counter.
They hand it off on the counter play, and the
Great
Raiders read
defense.
it beautifully, and they come up with the stop. Getting in there, Brett Thayer also getting in there, I think was Logan Schrader and Jack Gullett. The tackle made at the 45, a loss of a yard on the play, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. And the Raiders, again, going to have really good field position.
Logan did a nice job of coming off the edge and forcing that even farther inside. He wanted to cut that outside, and it wasn't there, and then Brett just cleaned up. That was awesome.
A guy that really had not carried the ball much yet tonight,
exactly
Spencer.
right.
They didn't go to Canavan. I'm surprised at that.
I am too. I mean, that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times he's fallen forward for 2 or 3
Exactly.
yards. Julin will split out to the right. Burns splits to the left. A full house T look for East Sac County. 2:40 left here in the third quarter. Raiders up 6-0. They'll drop looking to throw. They've got Burns on the slant. He's going to pick up the first down and more as he gets down around the 30-yard line. A pickup of about 15 on the play. Really nice play and a really nice throw, Steve. I thought that play looked like it could be open all night because they're really backing off of him.
They are, and their linebackers are really cheating up, so that gap was there. And nice throw by Tate, and good job by Braden to find the open spot there.
Shocker tonight over in Lake City. West Hancock 51-0 at the end of the third quarter against South Central
That's
Calhoun.
really surprising.
Full house T look. They hand it off to Logan Schrader. He is hit at the line, but a nice job of falling forward. He'll get inside the 30 down to around the 27-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 3 on the play. That might have been his toughest run, and he's had some pretty tough runs tonight,
He
Steve.
really has, and boy, they stunted hard off our right side. We're lucky we didn't come that way because they were in our backfield almost at the snap.
So, Steve, I keep seeing the young ladies down here, or the young lady and one of the guys holding up the signs. What are they holding up down here?
I think that's the play call.
Okay.
Yep, the coach gives them that, and they hold it up.
And they
I
hold
think
it
that's
up.
what they've decided to do this year.
Okay. And this time Tate Lair rolls out, and he is going to be hit and stuffed. They're going to lose yardage back to about the 31-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. And it's going to bring up 3rd down now and about 11 to go for the Raiders.
Yeah, their defensive end wasn't going to have any of that. He stayed home that time.
Lair comes over to the sideline. Minute 20 left here in the quarter. 6-0 East Sac County with the lead. Remsen St. Mary's 16-0 after the first quarter over Arweva, so they must be getting that game in tonight.
That's at Remsen?
That's at Remsen, yep. So that's not that terribly far away from the Sioux City area. Full house T look. Lair wanting to throw, throws it out into the flat. It is complete to Chandler Lair. And Chandler going to be wrapped up and brought down at around the 30. And he, again, tackled down around the ankles, and he is slowed to get up. And now he does get to his feet, and he'll limp off of the field. Ball down to the 29-yard line. Going to bring up a 4th down and about 9 to go. Steve,
Lost his
2-down
shoe.
territory here?
Yeah,
Or 4
I
down
think so.
territory,
Yeah,
I should
definitely.
say.
I don't think he'll punt here.
So the Raiders look like they'll go for it here. 25 seconds left here in the quarter, but the play clock down to 10. Full house T look. Dropping back as Lair throws it out again to Gullett. Gullett is, well, he kind of made the first guy miss. We're going to get a flag coming in. I don't know if that's going to be against the offense or the defense here.
That has to
That's
be
a long
extracurricular.
way away from the
Yes.
play. The tackle was made at the 36, so it's going to be, or the 26, excuse me, and only it's going to be a pickup of 3. So the Raiders not going to pick up the first down on the completion.
The back judge came flying in from way downfield and through that, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, there was an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman that were still playing back there, and they were a long way away from the ball, and something looked like it must have been extracurricular. ESAC, I don't know if either team knows, personal foul against East Sac County and personal foul going to go against Eagle Grove. So, Steve, now they'll just replay 4th down, right?
Correct. 4th down all over again.
So 4th down and 9 from the 29. And 8 seconds left here in the quarter. And are the Raiders now going to, did I see them toss the tee out there? Are they going to look to kick a field goal here, Steve?
I did not see the...
Jack Gullett caught something, so I'm not
for
sure.
That would be the case.
Okay. And now I see Luke holding on to something out there.
Yep, he does have it.
Okay. So now I'm confused.
Spotted at the 29.
So they're going to spot it where the play ended. So that's going to make it a little shorter field goal.
So it's going to come from about the 36.
So it'll be about a 46-yarder. And this could be huge because this could make it a 2-possession ball game. Ball on the right hash mark. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. He's got the leg. It is through, and it's good. A 46-yard field goal from Luke Wright. And ESAC County now leads it by a score of 9-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll step away, take a break. We've got that 4th quarter. It's coming up for you next, right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Nothing better exemplifies teamwork than the hard work and dedication of our local student athletes. The same can be said of the team at Domino Motors in Sac City. Whether it's pre-owned or new, parts or service, Domino Motors has the expertise you don't just need, but deserve. Domino Motors, Sac City's ideal Chevy dealer and proud supporters of the East Sac County Raiders.
When it comes to giving you the best yields, conditioning of your seed is the utmost importance. And Jacobson Seed, their focus is on your success. With their updated conditioning equipment, they're giving you, their valued customers, the highest quality seed. With their expanded facilities, conditioning of your seed will help prevent those unyielding, annoying spindly plants and produce high-quality, high-yielding crops. Jacobson Seed, American veteran family-owned independent seed company.
We do welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman along with Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. And Steve, what a kick that time for Luke Wright. It's 9-0. He makes a 46-yarder to end the 3rd quarter of play.
Yeah, that was awesome. You know, and Luke, no question, it was on his leg. But boy, I tell you what, the line did a great job.
Yes.
They had a tremendous defensive surge.
Low squibber, it's going to be caught, and his knee
I
was
thought his
down.
knee was down, yep.
Schaefer caught it with a knee down, but it's going to be all the way out at around the 39. They're going to, wow.
Spot at 41.
41. He caught that at the 39, did he not?
I thought so.
Now they move it back to at least the 40.
Yep.
We'll take that. That's better than out at the 41. I don't know why a yard is that big to me, but
yeah, I agree with you. I thought he was behind the yard line.
But unlucky break for the Raiders. I think if that one squibs past him, Steve, it bounces for a while.
Yes, I agree. I think that was the plan.
Yep. Sometimes the ball just bounces the wrong way. Eagle Grove comes out, double wing formation. They'll send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off on the counter. And getting out here on the edge is going to be a Leland Spencer. He'll get out to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the play.
Good tackle by Carter Ludwig again.
And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 to go. We talked about Sam Julin maybe being our motor and player of the game. Luke Wright has certainly jumped into that conversation. Yes.
Special teams right now is playing a huge part tonight.
Yep. Splitting out here to the right this time is Spencer. They'll come out in a double wing look with Canavan lined up again behind it. Twilliger, the quarterback. They'll send a man in motion. They're going to want to throw the football. They've got the middle screen, and that is a great tackle that time. And making the play that time was Luke Wernemont coming in from his linebacker position.
He read that baby the whole way.
Yep, and the young man is slow to get up. Coach McCullough right out there to check on him, and that's just the guy that Coach is, Steve, is that he saw a man down, didn't care if it was the other guy or not. He was going out to see if he was okay.
That's exactly what you want to see in your coaching staff.
2-yard gain on that completion. Spencer hit hard. That is his first catch here tonight. So 2 guys that hadn't caught a pass all year have caught them for Eagle Grove here tonight, but it is still 3rd down and about 2 to go. Ball at it around the 48-yard line. I'm sure they'll go to Canavan here. They hand it off to him, and he is just going to drive his way forward. He'll get down to the Raider 48, a pickup of 4 on the play, and that'll be enough to move the chains. If you're ESAC right now, though, if you can make them burn 5-6 minutes here, even if they score, you're still up by 1 or by 3, depending on what they do on the point after, Steve. But right now, that clock's your friend.
Exactly. We don't need to be in any rush. We just can't give up big plays.
Yep. Eagles are making some changes offensively here. Some new guys running out. So
they had a lineman that was a little slow to get up that time.
So they'll take their time. They haven't started the play clock or the game clock right now. The officials still having a little discussion out on the field.
Got the umpire and the referee having a discussion here.
So now they'll wind everything and get it going. We're under 11 left here in the football game. Don't forget to flip over to KCIM or Kick 106.7 for the New Way Auto Group scoreboard show. I'll have a conversation with Coach McCullough. We'll get that on the show coming up later on tonight, 10 to midnight. We'll have conversations with all of our area football coaches, including Coach Rowetter from Carroll High with their game postponed. The pass is intercepted. Braden Burns jumps the passing lane. They'll return it, gets back inside of the territory, now breaks free, and it's finally going to be knocked out of bounds down around the 38 or 39-yard line. Let's make it the 39 of Eagle Grove.
Yeah, that was really good. Braden saw that coming, read it perfectly. Good pass pressure that time from our defensive line. Nice play by the defense.
Steve, did he come off of the guy he was guarding? It looked like it. Yep.
He was reading it.
Raiders again going to be in Eagle Grove territory. Steve, if they turn one of these into a touchdown, it's good night.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Because they're almost in Luke's territory already.
Yeah, with the way he's kicking tonight. They're going to hand it off to Schrader, trying to get the edge. He'll fall forward. That defensive line getting a push here tonight, Steve, because it looks like the Raiders are getting more than they get. He's only going to pick up 2 down to the 37, but it just seems like that the defensive line getting into the backfield quite a bit here tonight.
There's some big boys in there that are not giving up ground. I think if we would go on a later account, we would get a free 5 yards because their one linebacker was really anticipating that time.
We both said when we saw those guys tonight, I watched them in the warm-ups, and you said you saw them coming off the bus over at the school.
There were some big boys there.
There's some big kids on that team. We're going to get a flag before the play, and that's going to be against Esac County.
No, we got offsides on defense.
Wow, usually they let that play out if it's against the defense. That's why I thought it was against the offense.
Yeah, usually that's a free play.
Yeah. That'll cost them 5. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3.
And he's walked. Whoa.
So he pointed defense.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. The official that came in on the side pointed towards Eagle Grove. Now they're going to mark it off the other way.
Now he's got to go 10 because he went 5 the wrong way.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the official was thinking the same thing I am, and you were.
Yeah,
anytime that's against the defense, it's a free play. I'm going to say the same thing that I said when Eagle Grove was slow driving on that last possession. And for Esac right now, if it takes you 5-6 minutes on this drive to get down and get into scoring position, they're fine, yeah. Full house T-Lug. They'll turn, hand the football off, and not much running room that time for Logan Schrader. No gain on the play. And it's going to bring up 3rd down now and 2 from the 32-yard line.
We definitely want to convert here and keep this drive going.
Yeah, 3rd and let's call it 3 right now. Maybe a loss of a half a yard on that one. But yeah, you hate to say it, you can't keep getting the ball on their side of the field and keep kicking field goals. Eventually, you've got to put one of these in the end zone, and that really starts to put the Downton Eagle Grove's mind. Full house tee look. They'll run the same play, and this time Schrader falls forward. Should be really close if he don't have it. They're going to give him the 29. They've got fourth down up, Steve, so he might be about a yard short of the first down. So I'm assuming they'll go for it here.
Yes, we're not going to. Looks like we're going for it.
Fourth and about 1. Ball spotted just inside the 30. They've got to get down just inside the 29-yard line. Raiders will break the huddle. Burns splits out to the left. They'll come out in a one-back set. They'll send a man in motion, and that time it was a lucky break. Tate Lair didn't come up with a snap, but when he went down and picked it up, the center had made a gap for him, Steve, and he's able to dive forward all the way down to the 26-yard line, a pickup of 4, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, and they shot the B gaps where we've been running previously, and the A gap was open, and that was to our benefit because, yeah, that could have been a disaster.
So that allows the Raiders to burn more clock here. 8:05 left in this one. Full house tee look again. They'll turn, hand it off, and there is some running room up the middle.
Nice job.
Was that Grindle on the carry? He's the guy that's been usually lined up there. And that is going to be Grindle. He'll get down to about the 19-yard line, a pickup of 7 on the play.
Another tackle by number 15. He's had a busy night for them. He's a really good linebacker.
That's the Schaefer kid who was originally the starter at quarterback with the roster and the lineups that I had gotten. Hasn't played one snap at quarterback tonight. Full house tee-look. And again, Lair just trying to push forward that time and ends up getting a late push. And he's going to get down around the 16-yard line, picked up 3. He's going to be close, but I think he's going to be just shy of the first down. I don't know if he bobbled that one, Steve, but he just stood up right behind the center and went forward.
Yeah, he really did. So that might have been a called play.
Yep. Third down and a yard to go. Ball in the middle of the field. Raiders have it at the Eagles' 16-yard line. Under 7 left in this one. Esac County on top here, 9-0. You're listening to Esac Raider football on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
There we go. There we go.
Esac had a guy move, but
did we have a wide receiver move?
Well, no. I think it was one of the linemen, but did they jump because the defense had come after them? Let's see what the call is going to be.
It's been there all night.
It has. Braden Burns put his hands on his helmet like he thought it was against the Raiders because one of the guys up front on the right side moved, but I think they were drawn off. And no, they're going to call it against Esac County. So the false start going to cost the Raiders 5. So now instead of 3rd and 1, it's 3rd and 6. But I would say possibly 2-down territory unless you want to get Luke Wright his 4th field goal of the night.
That's so frustrating, though, because that has been there all night.
I think a lot of it will depend on what they do here on this 3rd down play. Ball at the 22-yard line near the left hash mark. Lair under center. They're going to try and run wide to Schrader. Cuts it back up inside, but not much there. He'll get down to the 21. A pickup of 1 on the play. 14 carries, 44 yards unofficially for him. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 5. And I haven't seen the tee come off the sidelines. I think the Raiders may be going to go for it here.
Braden Burns back in.
Yep. Haven't had many runs for 5 yards tonight, Coach. I'm wondering if you throw one here. And if they back off of Burns, I look at that slant again because right now if he cuts straight in on that slant, it's wide open. They're going to fake the handoff. They're going to roll out Larry. He could run for the first down. He tucks it, and he is going to run. He'll slip a tackle and drags a guy with him. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds at around the 13-yard line. A pickup of 8 on the play. Why do you say that, Steve? You're right, but why are you saying that?
There's no reason. The only way he had to throw that was to force it or throw it away. And he had first down in front of him. That was a good decision. Sometimes in the moment you think, I can thread that needle, but no. Take the first down, keep the clock running.
Heady decision that time by the junior Tate Lair. Lair came in 56 of 113 throwing the ball. He's 4 of 8 tonight for 73 yards. Has been intercepted once. Full house tee-look. Clock continues to tick. 5:25 left in this one. They'll hand it off to Grindle up the middle. And Grindle going to get down to the 11-yard line. Let's give him the 11. 10th play of the drive coming up. And Steve, Steve, you want points in this situation, but 10 plays right now, and that's chewed up a lot of clock.
It really has, and but this is one of those drives that you really want to finish, Jeff.
Yes. Yes.
It makes you feel good when you come off the field.
Burns again going to split off to the left. We go under 5 minutes remaining. Full house T look for Tate Lair. He'll go under center. Tight end over on the right side. He's going to roll out, wants to keep it. He got away from the backside. Now cut to the outside. It's a foot race to the corner. He's at the 5. He tried to cut up inside, and the defense came at an angle, folks, where they were able to cut off that stop when he stopped. So he's going to be hit and wrapped up, but not before he gets down to the 2-yard line, a pickup of 9 on the play. I think it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
It was a great play. I think, you're right. He just took too much of an inside cut on it. But we've been here before. We need to finish.
Yeah, 1st down and goal to go. Clock stops here momentarily. They should wind it here soon, I would think. Raiders are breaking the huddle. They haven't even... Now they wind it. They're going to hand it off.
There we go.
Grindle goes in for the touchdown. Landon Grindle with the 2-yard touchdown run, and the ESAC Raiders have extended the lead here to 15-0.
That was a really nice push by the offensive line that time. He had a full head of steam when he took off that time instead of having somebody wrapped around his ankles.
4:38 left in this one, and the Raiders on the board. And Steve, right now, unless something crazy happens, they're going to move to 3-3, and they're going to pick up their first district win here tonight.
Yeah, this is really a big win for these kids.
Kick is up by Luke Wright. It is up. It is good, and it's a 16-0 lead for ESAC County. We'll step away, take a break. Back right after this on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
From footings to framing to finish, for farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
The biodiesel industry is growing at a rapid pace across the country, but also in our backyards. And Western Iowa Energy is at the forefront of that environmental and economic advancement. Western Iowa Energy is committed to producing renewable, clean-burning diesel for our area and beyond. Made from a large range of feedstocks, the biodiesel produced locally by Western Iowa Energy is creating green jobs, improving the environment, and reducing our dependence on imported diesel. Western Iowa Energy, fueling a better future.
We do welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman, Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. Steve, what a drive that time by the Raiders. That one should put it away.
It really should, Jeff. You know, the drive, the fact that they chewed a lot of clock, that was just an impressive way to put a touchdown up on the board. Now, the defense just needs to not give up any big plays, do what they've been doing.
Yep. They have played well.
They really have.
Minus that one big 71-yard pass, and then they got the turnover. They've really been very, very sharp this entire game. They haven't really let Canavan hurt them.
And it'll be interesting now, like you said, Eagle Grove's not a throwing team, so what are they going to do here down 16, 4.5 to go?
A lot of young guys playing. Do they just keep working on the things that they do, or do they look to try and get back into this one? They'll come out in their double wing formation. They're going to toss it back, trying to get the edge. Spencer, he's going to be caught from behind. Great hustle. Yep. Tackle going to be made out at the 43-yard line. Let's see who got in there from behind. I'm waiting for him to stand up so I can see the number, and that looks like Luke Wernemont, who comes flying in there to make the tackle. Couldn't see the number when he was running. All I saw was him flying up behind the guy. Yeah, 3-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 7.
He's following in the footsteps of his 2 older brothers pretty well, let me tell you. Same mentality.
Yep. Another good kid, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Eagle Grove will break the huddle. We are going to split Peterson out here to the right. Spencer splits to the left. They'll toss it back to Canavan. He's wanting to throw it. It's up into the air, and it is tipped and incomplete. That ball, he was hit as he released it, folks, and it was a jump ball out there. I think there was an Eagle and a couple of Raiders both going for it, and it ended up falling incomplete. It's going to bring up now 3rd down and 7 to go.
Yeah, I think everybody got their eyes big on that one and saw pick 6, and then we didn't get to it. I kind of watched Braden over here going, hey, you want me to show you how to do that, guys?
Yeah, he's got a few of those this year.
Does.
He's got 4 now after the one earlier tonight.
Yeah, he just reads things really well.
And another good kid.
Another good kid.
Really good wrestler.
Yes.
And you know, I was surprised. He told me this summer that baseball is his favorite sport. I would have thought it was wrestling.
He does love baseball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, really good golfer, too.
Yes.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by Eagle Grove. We'll go ahead and keep it here, Steve. More than likely, Raiders will hold on here. 3:42 left. We don't want to get out in front of ourselves, but if they hold on here, what does this win mean for ESAC County?
It gets us back on the winning track. And it goes back to what I said about this group and where we've been the last few years. Now we're back at 3-3 with 2 games to go. Certainly no give-me's, but definitely games that could be won.
Yep.
And you're looking at a potential 5-3 record. If we can put things together. And like you said, an outside shot at a playoff berth with a winning record.
Yep.
So this just gets everything kind of, the last 2 weeks have just kind of, I wouldn't say taken the air out, but it's been a little frustrating.
Yep.
And, everybody after the OABCIG win and then the Missouri Valley, you go, hey. And, Emmitsburg was Emmitsburg. They're big, they're physical, they played Emmitsburg football. But this kind of gets us back on track here a little bit.
ACGC 35, ICAM Manning 31, 6:28 to go in that one. Kemper over Des Moines Christian tonight, 61-7 as the Knights clinch that district championship. Here it's a 3rd down and 7. Raiders up 16-0 on Eagle Grove. They're looking to throw. Twilliger drops back, throws. His receiver fell down. That's Langford, or Canavan, over there. It's going to fall incomplete. He wanted pass interference, but that ball was over his head. And I think he maybe stumbled on, I'm not going to say on his own feet, but
I think,
But there's contact on every pass play unless you just absolutely beat somebody. But, in today's game, it's like in basketball or anything else. You get up and you want the call.
Yep.
In volleyball, everyone you hit out's tipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's just the way it is.
Yep.
Every pass incomplete's pass interference.
Yep. 4th down and 7 to go. Schaefer will split to the right. They'll split Peterson out to the left.
Confusion here.
Yep. They finally get everybody lined up here. Now they're going to shift again. And are we going to get a timeout?
Yeah,
we'll get a timeout called by Eagle Grove.
Yeah.
3:37 left in this one. We'll step away. Back in 30 seconds here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
RJV Transport and Peterson Logistics in Westside is more than just a trucking company. They're a family-owned business with expertise in transportation and logistics. RJV Transport uses top-of-the-line equipment and experienced drivers, so you can count on a job well done with unmatched service. Check out RJV Transport on Facebook to learn more about in-state and long-haul employment opportunities, or call Big Pete today, 515-231-6742. That's 515-231-6742. 742.
We do welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network and YouTube. Jeff Blankman and Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. We certainly appreciate you joining us here on our CB Sports Network YouTube channel. First time we've broadcasted a game just audio-wise this way, so I think it's worked out well. And I get a chance to work with Steve Nutzman, one of my dear friends and a great guy, so I appreciate that. They're going to run it on the reverse, and Steve, that one not going anywhere as Spencer hit for a loss, another defensive stop, another turnover on downs, and a loss of a yard.
That really surprises me. That was their play call. Because we have sniffed that play out all night, and we did again.
Yep.
Back to your previous statement, right back at you, buddy. Working with a Hall of Famer is always a dream of mine. When I get to work with you, it's awesome.
I still go back to that game you and I did over at Boone years ago in baseball.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the state basketball games with Wall Lakeview Auburn. Brotherton, Kirsten Werdehoff. Hits that long shot. And
we thought it was in.
We thought it was in, and they waved it off. It should have counted. I still say it today.
Yeah, we've had some great times and many more to come, I hope. There we go. That should be offsides.
That's going to be offsides. They were trying to time the snap that time, was Eagle Grove. ESAC taking it over at the Eagle Grove 42-yard line. 3:30 left in this one. And, Steve, that first quarter took about 15, 16 minutes to play. We haven't had a lot of penalties tonight, but we've had just enough penalties and just enough turnovers. That it seems like every quarter has gone a little slower.
Lengthened a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, the way it started, you're going, wow.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be out of here by 8 o'clock the way that first quarter started off. Tate Lair hands it off. Grindle with some running room, dives forward, gets inside the 35, down to the 33, a pickup of 4 on the play.
I think they're guessing now. They're just shooting gaps.
Yep. And that means that you might be able to break one. You might be able to break a big play on this coming up.
One. Yep.
Steve will have to start thinking motor and player of the game. I've got a couple of guys in mind. We'll talk about that during the break in the postgame.
Sounds good.
And we'll name our motor and player of the game coming up in the postgame show tonight. Braden Burns going to split out to the left. Sam Julin will split to the right. Full house T-look for Tate Lair. Play clock down to 4. He'll turn, hands it off to Schrader. He's got some running room. Cuts it back over to the right side. That's actually Gullett. And Jack Gullett going to take it in for the touchdown. A 34-yard touchdown run from Jack Gullett. What a good run that time by Gullett, Steve. And the Raiders have extended it now to 22-0.
Yeah, he read that really, really well.
So the Raiders have put this one out of reach now. And Luke Wright will attempt the extra point. Took the offense a little while to get going, but now they've got going.
Yep, and that's what we just talked about. You hit the gap in the right spot, and we did.
So Wright on looking for his second extra point here tonight. Luke, 5 of 6 on PAT so far this year. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. It is good. And the lead is at 23-0. We're back in 1 minute right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankman, is powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, Jefferson, and Pocahontas. Each week, be sure to check out the Vehicle of the Week on our station website at 1380kcim.com, our social media platforms, and our new mobile app. You can also tune in to any of the games I'm broadcasting. Look for your perfect vehicle at New Way Auto Group, where you get free oil changes for life and home of warranty forever. Arcadia Meats proudly supports ESAC County student athletes. For more than 40 years, Arcadia Meats has set the bar high when it comes to official and custom processing of your animals, retail needs, and wholesale distribution. Serving all of Iowa and beyond, whether you're looking for fresh steaks, pork products, their famous herbs jerky, or any products for your personal or business needs, look for all of your Arcadia Meats favorites at a store or restaurant near you. And go Raiders! Welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network at YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman and Steve Nutzman with you here. Steve, make sure you tell Sue and the whole family I say hi tonight.
I will do that, Jeff. Thank you very much.
You bet. I actually talked to Holly through text here a couple of weeks ago. She was listening to the Saturday morning coaches show on her way to a volleyball tournament, I think up in Okoboji is what she said. Yep. So that was good to hear from her.
I get a call from her every time after her matches.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
That is cool. She's done such a good job over there. Eagle Grove with the return on the kick. That is Spencer. They'll get it out to their own 35-yard line. And that is where they will have it. First down and 10. Raiders up here 23-0. 2:33 left in this one. And Coach McCullough and the guys going to be very, very happy here tonight.
Yeah, this is going to just put a whole better taste in everybody's mouth tonight.
Who's the ball boy down here? Do you know him?
Oh, yeah, it's one of my middle school football players.
Okay.
I got Kane Gullett down there, Jack's brother, and I've got Beckham Kluver, my quarterback's down there. He's number 10.
He's number 10.
Two really nice kids.
Always like to mention as many people as you can
Yeah,
sometimes.
those guys are all right in my book.
Raiders bring some pressure. They're going to hand the football off and trying to get it on the outside again with Peterson, and no going. He's going to be tackled at the 33-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard on the play. This is one of those where they've struggled to get that offense going, and Coach, now all of a sudden you're starting to see it where they're not running the football right now with Canavan. They've kind of given him the rest of this game off in a way. Not saying he won't carry it again, but he hasn't been the focal part of their offense. They turn, and as I said it, they hand it on.
Ball.
There it is. The ball is loose, but falling on top of it, back at around the 29-yard line, is going to be Leland Spencer. That'll be a loss on the play of about 4 yards. He's got 9 carries right now for negative yards here, Steve.
Well, and our defense right now, you're up 23-0. There's a little bit of swagger out there right now. And to get some younger kids in there, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're still playing really good team defense.
Cal McCullough checks back in. He'll check in for William Smith. Minute 24 left in this one. Mackey Motors Tailgate Show coming up. After the conclusion of this, there they hand it off to Canavan, and he's going to get maybe 2. He'll get out to about the 33. Let's give him 3 on the play. He's going to end the night right now with 20 carries for 59 yards.
That's a lot. That's a lot of work for 59 yards, Jeff.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yep, he's taking a lot of hits here tonight. We'll see. I'm guessing they're going to go for it, Steve.
Yep.
And then my guess is Isak will kneel on it on the first play because they can pretty much run out the clock.
Yep.
That's if they don't get it. It's 4th down and 11. 45 seconds left in this one. Schaefer splits out to the right. Langfit splits out to the left. They'll send a man in motion. They hand it off, and Canavan is wrapped up and brought down. Who got that one, Steve?
Will it come off this side? I want it. Yeah, it was. It's Carter Ludwig. Carter Ludwig. I thought it was Carter. Yep.
Tackle getting me made for a yard gain. And that is going to be a turnover on downs. And Isak will take it over with 36 seconds left. So Isak going to win it here tonight by a final of 23-0, and a good win here tonight for the Raiders.
Jeff, what a really nice night.
Yep.
And a good
beautiful night.
Yeah, and where else would you want to be on a Friday night than a football game?
I brought a hoodie with me just in case. I ain't going to need it. Raiders will take the knee with it. Tate Lair, and that is going to wrap things up here tonight as Isak will not have to snap it again. And you can see some of the players starting to do the fist bumps and the handshakes. Hard-fought game for Isak tonight, but they'll move to 3-3 on the season and a 1-2 in district play with a convincing 23-0 victory here tonight against Eagle Grove on homecoming night. We've got the Mackey Motors Tailgate Show. That is coming up for you next right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Since 1968, Mackey Motors has been serving Lake City and the surrounding communities with new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Mackey Motors is a full-service dealership providing oil changes in our Quick Lube Express bays, a service department with world-class trained technicians, a body shop and collision center with the latest equipment, a full vehicle detailing department, or come talk with one of our highly knowledgeable sales staff.
Recipient of the GM Mark of Excellence Award for 15 years running. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City and MackeyMotors.com. Arcadia Meats proudly supports East Sac County student athletes for more than 40 years. Arcadia Meats has set the bar high when it comes to official and custom processing of your animals' retail needs and wholesale distribution, serving all of Iowa and beyond. Whether you're looking for fresh steaks, pork products, their famous herbs jerky, or any products for your personal or business needs, look for all of your Arcadia Meats favorites at a store or restaurant near you. And go Raiders!
Did you know if you experience a sports injury, Loring Hospital in Sac City has an experienced team to get you back in the game? With the team approach at Loring Hospital, our physical therapists can provide you the one-on-one personalized rehabilitation you may need. At Loring Hospital, we will help athletes of all ages be the safest and best they can be. For more information, call Loring Hospital in Sac City at 712-662-7105. Loring Hospital, your family health center.
Are you the student athlete who gets out of bed hours before you want to and stay at school hours after class to practice? Are you one of those kids who push themselves to perform better and pull for their teammates when they struggle? Good for you. Keep working hard, but remember to dream big too. Because reaching big goals starts with dreaming big dreams. Your fans at Bank Midwest are proud of you.
Great experience, one place.
We welcome you back here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman along with Steve Nutzman as we get you here on the Mackey Motors Tailgate Show. Mackey Motors again. Tailgate brought to you by Mackey Motors of Lake City, recipient of the GM Mark of Excellence Award for 15 years running. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City or check them out online at MackeyMotors.com. Jeff Blankman and Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. And Steve, I'll tell you what a ball game here tonight, and what a win for this East Sac team. This was something they deserved and something they went out and got.
Yeah, it really was, Jeff, and homecoming on top of it. You know, you got a lot of alumni hopefully back for this, a lot of celebrating going on during the week. And, and like we talked earlier, volleyball had a good week, cross country had a good week. And then you finish it off on a great Friday night for football with the football team in a really decisive 23-0 win. District win, and now we got the student body going out to celebrate on the field. This is a good night for East Sac County.
And Steve, I've got to admit, I was surprised. I was down talking to some of the girls, AJ McCullough and Jade Gustafson and some of the girls down there, in the pregame tonight. And I did not know that you guys don't have a homecoming dance on the night of homecoming. I asked them what they were doing for the dance or if it was tomorrow night, and they're like, no, we do it for snow coming.
They do it. They do snow coming now, and so they have a game night tonight. And they do games and stuff, which I think is cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because some of the dances that I used to chaperone, there was no dancing. There was just a lot of people sitting around.
Is it the way it was at my homecoming?
Kind of was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a spot on the heater in my high school where I signed it as a freshman, and that was my spot, and everybody knew not to sit there. I don't know if they cleaned it off after I graduated or not, but it was there for 4 years. I don't even know why I went to the dance. I maybe hit the dance floor for half a song.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because most of the time the boys sat here and the girls sat here and you were too chicken to walk off.
Yeah, absolutely. I was scared to death back then. Probably no better at the age of 53. Steve, offense struggled, but they were able to move the ball some, and I think those late touchdowns are going to be really big for this team going forward.
I think so too, and you know what? They stuck with it.
Yes.
Sometimes you second guess yourself and you go away with what you worked on. We didn't do that, and it wasn't the greatest at times, but then it got better. It was consistent, and like you said, then you tack on that last one, which is just a feel-good touchdown for a young kid that everybody executes. So overall, defense was stellar. I thought our defense was fantastic. Special teams was really good. And you know what? The offense did what they had to do.
Yeah, Raiders led this one 3-0 at the halftime. So to come out and put 20 on the board in the second half, they took advantage of that field position they had here in the second half.
Yes, we talked about it at halftime, how we had to come out. And, we struggled in that first drive. Started out, kind of stalled out, and kind of went, eh. But then after that, I think we practically scored on every other drive except for the one that Sam pinned them on. So, I think that was a huge thing. Big second half. For us to put 20 points up second half, that's big. That's good.
Absolutely. So the Raiders win it. We need to name our player of the game. We'll do that when we come back right after this quick timeout right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
From bump, set, spike to the crack of the bat, at Motor Inn of Carroll, we love our high school sports. And we love the opportunity to support our local schools, athletes, coaches, and parents. Through the hard work of our kids, we get the enjoyment of watching and listening to their activities. Other life lessons, like teamwork and citizenship, help create outstanding young women and men we are so proud to sponsor. Good luck to all of our local sports teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
Mackey Motors Tailgate Show continuing here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman and Steve Nutzman with you here tonight. And Steve, a lot of guys played good. Carter Ludwig had a game defensively. Luke Wernemann had a nice game defensively. Sam Julin with some of his punts here tonight had a nice game. I'm sure you could probably think of some guys as well here, but I think we both agreed who our Motor End Player of the Game is going to be here tonight.
Yeah, it really is. And it should have come, and any surprise coming from me, from anybody that knows me. It's about special teams. That's what Iowa does. But I thought Luke Wright had a great night, defensively and from a kicking standpoint. He gave us that lead of 9-0, which just kind of settled us down, and then we got going. And I just, like you said, I thought we had great punts. I thought our defensive team was just great. But I think overall Luke was our player of the game.
Yeah, Luke Wright again, 3 field goals tonight, folks, and they were 37 yards, 46 yards, and also 38 yards, and then 2 extra points on the 2 touchdowns tonight, and played a terrific game at his defensive end position. So did it special teams and also did it on the defensive line, and was part of the offensive line tonight as well.
Correct.
So was able to get that 20 points in the second half here tonight. So Steve, wrapping up our coverage. Thanks again for joining us. We'll have to do this again.
Jeff, thanks. Anytime I can work with you, it's a great day.
You bet. Steve Nutzman again joining me here. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Steve Nutzman. And this is Jeff Blankman saying thank you for listening to ESAC Raider football here tonight as they knock off Eagle Grove 23-0. Have a great night and a great